Yeah. Welcome back to another episode of the Format Podcast live Sunday morning edition. So since we can't use the song because we're probably going to get a copyright strike, I'm going to do a horrible rendition and I'm just going to sing, I'm easy like Sunday morning. Yeah. Oh. There you go. I'm easy. All right. Please forgive me for butchering the great Lionel Richie's song. I'm sorry. But I was just feeling it for a second because I'm sitting here and I'm on the show and I'm chilling with my homie Transformer and I'm looking out the window because, well, you guys can't see it, but in front of my computer, about 5 feet away in front of, he's seen it, is the big window in the front room of my office. And I'm looking out and it's beautiful out there.
Yes.
And, easy finally, like Sunday morning, man. And I'm just enjoying it. And I'm happy to be here with him. I'm happy to be here with y'all. What's going on, y'all? What's going on, Transformer?
Man, what's cracking, man? Enjoying this weather while we got it, because at 4 p.m. lightning strikes.
There you go. You go.
Enjoying the non-cloudy weather for the next 5-6 hours before it just gets ugly outside, man. So gotta enjoy it.
Yeah, you gotta enjoy it, man. Let me give a shout out to our channel members, man. Shout out to the members of the channel. Shout out Laker Nation, #1 channel member, and we are gonna have a segment that I'm sure you will enjoy hearing. As you can see from the rundown, we got some good stuff here. So shout out Laker Nation. Shout out Chief Sid Bubba, another member of Laker Nation, and
yes, sir.
Shout out to you, and shout out to them boys from Annapolis.
Anchors away, my boys. Anchors away. Oh, my bad. Okay, I was soaring into the sky. All right, ready to
hold on. No doubt. Shout out to the boys from Annapolis, man. Y'all did your thing. Your thing for the next 5 months or so. I'm gonna continue to respect that.
Slowly,
unless God forbid it happens again. Ooh, and we don't want that. Chief, there you go. Oh man, Chief Sid Bubba. Chief's been on vacay or something lately, man. It's good to see you back, brother. So good to see you, man.
Well deserved vacay, I'm sure.
Yeah, well deserved. Okay, shout out to It's Not That Serious. What's going on? It's Not That Serious. Hope you're having a wonderful Sunday morning, man. And of course, shout out to my main man, Baltimore Bruce. What's going on, stupid? What's happening, dummy? Yeah, man. Yeah. So here we are, guys, on this Sunday morning. We got some quick hits, and then we got a couple of good topics for you guys. And it's if you saw the thumbnail, we actually, and this is perfect. It's not that serious. It was good. You just missed your shout out, brother. But yeah, we have a perfectly themed show for Transformer and myself. It is a Lakers and Celtics centric show, and it couldn't be any better than that because they are the NBA. Could not be any better than that. So
half of the championships, half of them, Jones, half.
I want what's coming to me.
I want what's coming to me.
Oh man! So what we're gonna do here, y'all? Of course, we're gonna do the spiel, and then we're gonna go ahead and get going with the quick hits. So let's get it. If you're watching here on YouTube, make sure you go ahead, click that subscribe, that like, that notification bell. Make sure you're kept up to date whenever we drop new content on the channel. If you want the audio only version of the podcast, open up your audio podcast platform, hit the search bar, type in The Format Podcast. We should come right up. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you give us a like, leave us a 5-star review, and drop a comment. All that stuff helps us rise in the algorithm, helps us find more sports fans, helps more sports fans find us. Make sure you write it down, put it in your phone, make a note of it. The Format Podcast is live Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern. And finally, if you're really and truly enjoying the content we're delivering you, make sure you hit that join button. There's going to be exclusive content here just for you. Yes. And the king of the chat has arrived. Let me shout out my main man, Steve. Steve, what is good, man? What's good? We have a quick hit that I think you'll enjoy this morning.
Is it? Oh, no, dang, never mind.
He's gonna like the quick hit. All right, so let's go ahead. You want to hit the first quick hit, Transformer?
Quick hit, man. Summer League. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, it is.
All right. Summer League, man, kicked off yesterday. Two of the top 5 draft picks that played yesterday, VJ Edgecombe and Ace Bailey, had a chance to showcase their talents last night. We're going to start with the number 3 pick, and that is VJ. If I can get my computer to work with me today, right. It took away the entire display. Hold on just a second, guys. Come on. Get back to VJ.
Technical difficulties.
There we go. All right, VJ played last night as the Philadelphia Eagles. Jesus Christ, football, come back to me. You're trying football. Oh my God, you're trying.
Eagles, that's hilarious.
I'm looking dead at Philadelphia 76ers and still said the Eagles. That's how bad
the
football
NFL is king. We know that.
Man, it's on my mind. The Philadelphia 76ers lost to the Utah Jazz 89-93, but VJ Edgecombe had a great game, 13 for 27. A lot of shots, but pretty efficient, shooting just under 50%. 28 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks, a steal. So producing on the defensive end, producing on the offensive end. Bruce, what is your take? Well, never mind. He shot 1 for 7 for 3. So that's going to be Bruce's take on this entire thing. But I'm going to let him say it for you guys. What's your take on the number 3 pick, bro?
No, I think he showed out and gave the 76ers something to be excited about, right? Because obviously with what they got, well, they have Tyrese Maxey, and that's something to be excited about. But Embiid, you never know what's the deal with him. Y'all already know how I'm out on that guy. And until he proves me wrong, until he proves different. But I'm out on him for now. And I'm out on Paul George. So, you definitely want the Sixers to have something to be excited about. And maybe they have something to be excited about. VJ Edgecombe, he showed out last night.
Yes,
like Transformer said, I would have preferred that maybe he took, 2 less 3-pointers. If he took 5, he would have been right? Okay. Right, because guess what? If he didn't, that's 2 more buckets he could have had maybe in the mid-range or at the rim, right? Instead of, settling for bailing out the defense. But that's the modern game, and I'm working on trying to accept that. But in fairness, the 76ers only took 23 3-point attempts as a team. So, I can't be too mad at that, right?
22,
sorry. But still, 22. For the modern NBA, that's okay. I'm good with that.
That's low, especially when you're comparing it to the 18-time world champs, Boston Celtics, who shot 50.
Tell him, Transformer.
That's not even half.
Thank you, Transformer.
Agreed. Yes, sir. All right, on the other side of the court, of course, we had the number 5 pick, who most view that dropped in the draft as more of a higher pick, but he fell to the Utah Jazz, and he also didn't have a great game offensively, only shooting 3 for 13, 1 for 5 from 3. So to Bruce's liking, he only took 5 attempts from the 3-point line, had 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block, minus 12 on the court, and only had 8 points. Bruce, what's your take on Ace Bailey?
So it wasn't a great debut, obviously, but you want to see more, especially from someone who had some perceived drama early on, excuse me, with his draft position and not wanting to go to the rumors that he allegedly didn't want to go here, didn't want to go there, right? And that his agent allegedly told people don't draft him because he doesn't want to be there, so on and so forth. So
he wanted to go to DC. He wanted to be drafted by Washington.
I think I did see that.
Yeah.
So, when you have those type of things around you, you want to see more. But look, it's the first summer league game. He's got plenty of time to continue to work. And from all reports, he's a hard worker. He's dedicated to his game. He wants to be the guy. So wasn't happy, obviously, with the 8 points, but he was aggressive. He was 3 for 13 from the floor. Sometimes you'll have nights like that.
Yep.
So, right. So it's not like, he wasn't even aggressive out there. So, way too early to make any pronouncements what he will or won't be, but we'll see. It's always easier to jump at a huge game like what Edgecombe had versus something like this in a rookie's first summer league outing. So that's kind of how I see it.
Oh, true, man. That was a good game, man. Good game by the two showouts, two top 5 picks. Other than that, Cooper Flag, we're still waiting on their debut. Dylan Harper did not play, even though the Spurs played yesterday. I don't believe he's going to be playing in the summer league. I believe he's on hold. And Khan also didn't play. They haven't played their game yet. So still waiting for the rest of the players to step into the summer league and show out, man.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Yes, sir.
All right. So
second, you got something for our boy Steve. So
I do. So second quick hit here. I want to talk just for a second, and we have plenty of time to get into this in depth going forward, but I want to talk for a second about the 2024 national runner-up, Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And I got to be fair here. I'm the same guy that never, if you lost, you lost. And I don't have a whole lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't have a whole lot of love for the losers, right? Because I get on LeBron about it all the time, right? If you lost, like, okay. But I'll say, like, one, football is a little different, being that there's so many different things that go into winning and losing. And then secondly, just the nature of college football, even beyond that, with recruiting and some teams, cheating and paying under the table, and the academic reputations of some schools and their locations, and whether or not, the high end recruits want to go there, and so on and so forth. But I'll say this, right? Marcus Freeman, the young coach of Notre Dame football. Well, he's going into his 4th season now. And he has really brought just a new life and a new, no, Steve, give me a second on that. I did not see Charles Jagasaw news. No, give me a second on that. But Marcus Freeman has breathed a whole new life, a whole new energy, a whole new youth and excitement into the Notre Dame football program. And it's really starting to show, because Notre Dame now has the number 3 ranked recruiting class in the 2026 cycle. And recruiting is the lifeblood of college football, as we know. And they are really doing their thing. And what we're seeing is, not only are they getting a bunch of high-end guys, they're getting a bunch of high-end guys from places they normally wouldn't get them. A lot of guys out of the South, when obviously we know in the South, a lot of guys want to stay playing the SEC, and in that area, they don't want to go up north. They don't want to play in the cold. And if we're real, a lot of these guys don't want to go to where they really got, tough academics. And, tough academics are one of the hallmarks of Notre Dame football, right? Of Notre Dame as a university. Anyway, I say all that to say this is supposed to be a quick hit. I just wanted to drop this, that Notre Dame is really doing well in the recruiting, and also they're starting to really become a great school for high-end legacy NFL players. And your guy, Jermichael Finley, his son just verbally committed to Notre Dame in the class of 2026.
And Fitzgerald's son.
I was just about to say that. Yeah. Larry Fitzgerald's son, future Hall of Famer. Larry Fitzgerald. What's his name?
David.
It's not David. It's it starts with a D, but I can't remember his first name. Okay. But he has also yesterday committed verbally to Notre Dame. So it's always like there's a lot of guys. Bryant Urlacher's son was there last year, and this is where you can see that Notre Dame is really getting to a certain level. He was there. He was pretty good on special teams, but knew he wouldn't be able to crack the starting rotation this year, so he transferred. So that tells you, like, the talent level is really, really rising. Hall of Famer Bryant Young's son, he's there. Jerome Bettis Jr. is there. Elijah Burrs, Plaxico Burrs, his son is there. Super Bowl champion Plaxico Burrs, Hall of Very Good Plaxico Burrs, his son is there. Like, Notre Dame is really starting to get these guys. We're getting high-end guys out of Georgia, high-end guys out of Texas. So it's really good to see if you're an Irish fan. If you're a USC fan, not so much, but if you're an Irish fan, it's really good to see. So just wanted to give a shout out on a quick hit to what Notre Dame has been able to do on the recruiting trail, and really the level of excitement, newness, and modernity that Marcus Freeman has brought to that program and that university. Yeah. Steve, go ahead. Put it in the chat, man. What's the unfortunate?
I have it right here.
Okay, what happened?
And his name is Devin Fitzgerald, by the way.
Yes, Devin Fitzgerald. So, thank you. Yes.
Your offensive lineman, second straight year Notre Dame redshirt sophomore guard Charles Jagasaw has suffered a preseason injury that may cost him games. This one, however, occurred away from football activity. Jagasaw suffered an injury to his upper left arm in a UTV accident over the 4th of July weekend. Notre Dame announced in blue and gold's Eric Hansen has confirmed his recovery time has yet to be fully evaluated.
That's tough.
Is the unfortunate news.
Yeah, that's tough because he probably would have been an All-American this year. He tore a pec in preseason last year and ended up not coming back until the Penn State game, and then he dominated in that game. So that's tough. All right, but anyway, that is wow, 3 to 6 months he's done this year. Huge loss.
Where do you see the timetable at? I haven't seen that yet.
Steve just put that in the chat.
Okay,
I'm sure Steve is plugged in somewhere. I'll reach out to one of my guys as well who's plugged in and see what they got to say about that later. Okay, but yeah, those are our quick hits, y'all. Those are our quick hits. So you ready to hit these main topics, Transformer?
Oh yeah, man. We're gonna start off with the green. See, we start off with the green, but we're gonna end with the best.
Correct. Yes.
Let's go.
Correct. I'm not gonna argue with that. Out of those two, we know who is superior. Okay, so
without a shadow,
yeah, no doubt. There's been a lot of talk in the NBA, and these kind of topics overlap a little bit. So we heard Tracy McGrady saying some things, and we'll get into that later. But more recently, we heard Kevin Durant on LeBron James's Mind the Game podcast, Mind Games podcast, Cheat the Game podcast. Shout out Uncommon Sense. But we heard him, Kevin Durant. He was a visitor on the LeBron James podcast with Steve Nash, and LeBron had some interesting commentary to make, basically saying that Kevin Durant was the most equipped scorer in NBA history, and I'm like, okay, that's interesting. And this is not about whether I agree with that or not. But I did think it was very interesting interesting that he would say that. So first, before we even get into Paul Pierce, man, what's your take on him saying that Kevin Durant is the most equipped scorer in NBA history?
I was looking at this podcast. It was very interesting to have Kevin Durant up on the show. So I actually did see this episode, and under the context of what LeBron was saying, he did mention efficiency. He mentioned him being 7 foot. He mentioned, it's just being one of the most unguardable players at his position and being able to score at a high level. Right. I really had no problem with it. I definitely think KD is definitely one of, if not the purest scorer. Because when you look at it from the efficiency standpoint, from the 3-point line, multiple time 50 40 90 player. And it's funny, he was talking to Steve Nash.
I think he made it twice, 50 40 90.
Twice. And I believe he was talking to Steve Nash, who did it like 4 times or something like that, who was one short during the Lakers season. And he actually discussed that on the show. But when you look at KD, man, KD in his purest form, man, even coming off of Achilles injury, looked better, right? Like, how do you get better after an Achilles injury? That's just to show that the man's scoring ability just can't be stopped. It's not something that an injury won't stop unless it's like to his upper body, a torso, or something like that. That's just going to affect or alter the shot. From the peak of where he could shoot it, it's untouchable. He can go in the post. He can drive in the lane. He can get to the free throw line. He can pull up from 35. He can pull up from 15 with the same touch. It's just the touch of the basketball when it's in Kevin Durant's hands. I can see why LeBron James would make such a statement.
So do you think maybe it was a little hyperbolic due to the fact that, one, obviously LeBron knows that he got done up by Kevin Durant on multiple occasions. And even beyond that, Kevin Durant is sitting there next to him on the show, right? So he's going to give him a little bit of extra. You know what I mean?
Well, you also got to look at it as he's been.
It's completely untrue either. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, you got to look at it as they played at the same time. Like LeBron James literally watched him come up in the league because Bron's drafted in 2003. I believe Kevin Durant was 2005, 2006 or something like that.
Right around there. Yeah,
somewhere around there. So, LeBron got to witness this kid from Texas. The man came in as a freshman at Texas and averaged 30? Like 25? So even 25, he got busy in Texas. And then he comes straight into the league and, he gets busy with the Seattle Supersonics at the time. And, it just showed his prolific scoring at that point. So, I would say it's more genuine. You say he got done up, but you could say also Kevin Durant got done up by LeBron James. He did average 40 for the entire series. But I think you're more so saying that Kevin Durant just put the bullet in his eye at the top of the key and back-to-back. I think in back-to-back.
Just that
back-to-back series. But other than that, KD wasn't stopping Bron either. Bron, if you want to level it, actually KD got the worst of that load. If you want to look at the finals. Pause. Yeah, that was one. Yeah, that was
Thank
one.
you.
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, write that down. We're not saying that anymore. Nobody's taking nobody's loads. Got it.
KD is the most. So I'm always going to go back to this, right? Is KD an all-time elite scorer? Yes, but I always get the whole, oh, you just a hater, blah blah. Okay, cool. But I'm always going to go back to the simple point that the majority of these guys who are elite scorers in today's NBA, the rules and the way the game is played has so much to do with it. And when it comes to KD specifically, I will keep going back to the hell that Ime Udoka and his schemes gave Kevin Durant a few years ago when he was in Brooklyn, when he played against the Celtics in the playoffs. I will never, ever get past that, because for all of the hype they give KD, he had one good game in that series, that 4-game sweep. Other than that, he got completely locked up. And so I say it to say that if that could happen in this era, just because somebody coached up good defense, what happens if you put this guy who's supposed to be an all-time elite scorer back in the day where guys can bump you, guys are more physical with you, and the defensive coaching was so far superior, and the defenders' hands were not handcuffed, right? The defenders were not handcuffed. Would Kevin Durant be doing what we've seen him do for the last, 15 years now, however long it is? So this is not me. Yeah, long time. But this is not me trying to denigrate KD, take shots at KD. Yes, he's an elite all-time scorer just because of what he's been able to do for a very long time, being a 3-level guy, all of that. But if we have to take into account what we saw with our own eyes. Yes, Chief, you're absolutely right. Yes, that's true. Yep. And, that's a guy who led the league in scoring multiple times. That's a guy who helped your Lakers to a championship in Magic's rookie year. Matter of fact, I think he won 2 with the Lakers. Damn you, McAdoo! No, but it.
Why in the hell did we go there?
Salam, Steve. No, but in all seriousness, yes, Bob McAdoo absolutely was KD before KD. That's a great analogy, Chief. That's an analogy that a lot of people aren't ready for. But the point is,
we're ready for it. But I'll get you. I'll let you slide. Go ahead.
Whoa. Is Kevin Durant an all-time great scorer? Yes, but the most equipped, I don't know about that. So anyway, that's not even the debate. What's interesting here is Paul Pierce, my guy, second all-time on the Celtics scoring list. This is a guy that he had some what's the word I want to use? He had some interesting thoughts on that comment, and we'll get to that in a second here. Oh, bad, I didn't upload the B-roll. Anyway, he
I was wondering why you were stalling. I'm like, why are you stalling?
Yeah, because I'm looking like I'm ready to click it, and I'm like, oops, didn't upload it. So let's okay, here we go. So we can just take a look at just a quick couple of clips of Paul Pierce here doing his thing.
Big time play by a big time player. 11 points in the fourth quarter for Pierce. 32 for the game, including the game winner. And the Boston Celtics get the road win. A heartbreaking, crushing loss.
So that's just one. Actually, I had cut a longer one. Looks like I had a little issue there. But regardless, the point is Paul Pierce made a lot of great shots in his career. Paul Pierce is a guy who had he had the entire package pause in his offensive repertoire, right? This is a guy that, and we'll hear him talk about it. This is a guy, and even Transformer may have to admit this, he could put it on the floor, go to the rim, and boom on you. He could get it in the low block and score in the post. He could score easily in the mid-range. He could score all the way out to 3. And I had forgotten he was a 3-point champion until he mentioned that. Like,
yeah, me too. That was a good one.
Right. Paul Pierce got a lot to his name in his offensive toolkit. And so, he comes out and he had some interesting commentary. So we'll go ahead and we'll play that. So let's check it out. If this wants to start.
I was pretty equipped. When I think about it, I'm just saying, like,
could you pull up from the elbow?
I need to be in this conversation.
Could you pull up from the elbow?
I got all
knock
that.
down the three?
All that.
Could you back him
Three-point
down?
contest
Could you
champ.
turn around?
All of that. Post up.
Could you dunk?
All of that.
All of that.
Shoot, then I must have been one of the most equipped. Look, here we go. Boom. Who is this? I'm to the rack.
Okay.
3 people.
I ain't got to show a Laker highlight, but I get it.
Look. Let me see.
Oh, that's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty.
This is equipped. Oh, you want game winners? Wop, wop, wop.
He's got a bunch of those.
Like, I'm trying to figure out
What was your efficiency?
Yeah, like, I think, when he talking about his efficiency, because I shot more bad shots than Kevin.
Yeah, you was just
For
hot
sure.
dogging. You wasn't as clean.
No, I shot more bad shots. But Kevin, because he's 7 feet, he can get his shot off on anybody. He don't really see defense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's why
that's
he's
true.
so efficient. There's nobody at his height on the perimeter. He changed the way we look at perimeter. He pretty much changed the game on the perimeter. Like being a 7'2" guard, you know what I'm saying? That's like, come on, the biggest 2 guard when I came in was like 6'5", 6'6".
Dirk was what, a 3?
Dirk was a 4, man.
Was he a 4?
Yeah, he's 7. He playing center. He's a center playing at the point guard, 2 guard. You know what I'm saying? So all his matchups and the way he shoot the ball and get to the ball, he efficient with it. So I can see why LeBron would say that. But shoot, you got to put me in that talk when we talk about most equipped scorers now. Come on, Bron.
You got to
Who's probably the best pure scorer ever in the history of the game?
Okay.
History.
There you go. See, you see how he did that?
They want to use history.
That's what I'm saying. So
when we just talk about pure score, I'm in that list.
So I thought that was interesting, right? I do think he's in that list. He's not a name that readily comes up in the list. You know what Pierce seems to be to me is like a modern day. Well, I guess he's not modern day, right? But when he played a forward version of Bernard King, right?
Okay.
Take you in the post, like we said, deadly in the mid range, could put it on the floor, could boom on you, could shoot the 3, really step out, and really had it all in his offensive repertoire. And I like that. I like that a lot. And it's interesting that he made the point of saying like, yo, I need to be in this discussion, because when he was at his best, there weren't a lot of guys who were better than him. Now, did his best last as long as these guys? No, but he also played, 1998 through 2015. So he played his prime. 2017. Yeah, he played a long time. His prime was more so during the time when the league was more physical, the defense was more physical, the pace of play was slower. I think I looked it up. I would take, his best years between 1998 as a rookie to about 2012, right? And during that time frame, I think the NBA was averaging roughly like 98 to 101 points per game. So it wasn't the high flying, tons of scoring NBA that we see now. Now, that's not to take a shot, and you'll hear him say in the next clip, one of the advantages he has over Kevin Durant is that he can take you into the post. Like, rarely do you see KG take you into the post. Why? Because he lacks the strength in the lower body to get position and hold position, right? And of course, most teams don't really play out of the post anymore anyway. But with KD's ability to shoot over the top, it should be easy for him to turn over each shoulder and get a high percentage shot in the post. But guys don't want to do that, right? So that's something that I thought about. So what did you think about what Paul Pierce had to say just now about how he feels that he should be kind of ranked or in that discussion of the greatest pure scorers?
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be involved.
Right.
But you're not.
Okay.
You're not.
Mm-hmm.
Top 5, not even there. So I'm not even going to talk about you. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Top 5 pure scorers, Paul Pierce doesn't come up.
Okay.
He's not. You're gonna have Kevin Durant in this conversation. You're gonna have Jordan in this conversation. We're gonna have Kobe in this conversation. People are gonna have Bird in this conversation. When you want to talk about pure scoring, he's not going to be mentioned in nobody's top 5 unless you're a Boston Celtics lover.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but I get it. Right. Dominant 101 player. Pierce was a good defender. What?
Nino says
KD's 10 times better in the post
than Paul Pierce. Okay,
maybe 5 times, not 10, but
no, not better in the post at all. He's not strong enough. But go ahead.
Definitely more efficient in the post than Paul Pierce. That's the thing that's not being talked about the most. His efficiency is what elevates his level of pure scorer. Pure
real quick
is efficient. Like
when we
got pure white stuff
and
the non-cut white stuff. Which one is pure?
When we talk about efficiency, are we only talking about field goal percentage? Because that's far from the only measure of efficiency.
Oh, we're talking field goal percentage. The fact that he doesn't take a lot of shots to get his points.
Mm-hmm. But
Like,
also
like
less dribbling and more efficient actual movements on the floor, right? Real quick, 25 in the chat. Appreciate y'all. Can we get 25 likes, y'all? Can we get 25 likes? And if you haven't already, can we get those subscribes clicked as well? But yeah, when we say efficiency, it's not just about, and Man Down Sports does a fantastic breakdown of this. And side note, LeBron James actually the week prior actually talked about how efficiency is not just field goal percentage, but then he goes back to efficiency being field goal percentage in this episode when he's dealing with Kevin Durant. Just another example of LeBron not knowing what he's talking about, but that's not the point here. That's neither here nor there.
That's number 2. Got it.
I'm just saying, man, tell it how it is.
Number 2.
But yeah, go ahead, Transfer. You can tally it up.
You were talking.
Oh, okay. But no.
Yeah, you were talking.
But no, I was just saying that it's not, we got to stop looking at efficiency just as field goal percentage. And Paul Pierce did say he took many more bad shots than Kevin Durant. And that's true. Because as we mentioned, at 7 feet, Kevin Durant can get off much easier shots because he can see over most defenses, like Dirk, right? But it's funny that Paul Pierce says that, because I remember saying years ago, well before this podcast started, in other sports debates with guys, saying that Paul Pierce is one of the best tough shot makers I've ever seen. Him, Kobe, obviously Mike, there are some dudes who are elite tough shot makers. And I believe that Paul Pierce is one of those guys. He is really, really, when we look at it, at his best, he is one of the better pure scorers, right? Like, I'm sure there's a lot of people that's going to tell you James Harden is a better pure scorer than Paul Pierce. Are you insane? He put up bigger numbers. Part of that was his scheme, but better pure scorer? No, absolutely not, right? So when you look at it, right, James Harden was a super volume scorer, right? Shot like tons of threes. During his prime, he was shooting between 10 and 13 threes a game, right?
The top of the key was his baby.
Yes.
He's taking dribble, pull.
Yes. Of course, we know that. And James Harden wasn't efficient at all, right? All that dribbling he was doing, that's not efficient. Yeah. Taking up the bulk of the shot clock. And then also we know the constant traveling on his step back. Paul Pierce was like the second elite step back shooter. First was Bird and then it was Pierce. Coincidence, 2 Celtics. But anyway, Paul Pierce was elite with the step back and he didn't travel doing it, right? He had a vicious, strong jab, a vicious, strong jab step, and then he, get into his step back. But the point is, I loved what he had to say here. Let's go ahead, and what I thought was interesting, Kevin Durant actually responded to that with a tweet the following day on Speak. And then
I didn't see this.
So we're gonna go ahead and play that.
Play the tweet. You're gonna show it.
Pierce,
I don't have the
tweet again. What'd you do this time, Paul?
I'm just speaking fact.
After yesterday, he claimed on the show that he was probably the best pure scorer in NBA history. We were talking about Kevin Durant and LeBron James describing him as the most equipped scorer in NBA history. KD commented on the Speak post with that clip saying, quote, I didn't really see a weakness in Paul's game. I understand where his confidence comes from. Paul?
So I did think that was interesting, that because, KD is quick to clap back if he disagrees with something, right?
Or he got that burn on standby.
You already know. But he did it from his account, though.
Yeah, that's cool.
So now we look and we ask, it's interesting that Kevin Durant would say that. So now it does bring up the question, and it makes me think, and I definitely want to get your thoughts on this, because I know that for you, the only Celtic that you really, and truly respect was Larry Legend. But your thoughts on Paul Pierce and KD saying that he didn't see a weakness in his offensive game. Where are you with that?
Who didn't see a weakness in whose offensive game?
KD didn't see a weakness in Paul Pierce's offensive game, so he understands where the confidence comes from.
I mean, you didn't. I mean, when it came to like one-on-one pure basketball, right? Mm-hmm. Dribbling out of double teams, taking game-winning shots and stuff like that. All of that, does go into the effect of having the ability to do so. I mean, that's why I said I get it on why Paul Pierce wants to be mentioned in this conversation. And though granted, he's not even in my top 5 and may not be in a lot of people's top 5. KD gets it. Like, okay, I can get why he would say that, because he was, well equipped in all categories. But,
Right.
like everybody's view of pure score is going to probably be labeled a little bit more differently. I use the term efficiency as in, true shooting percentage, field goal percentage, taking less attempts, averaging the most points. That's I take all of those in the factor because I also put in a factor. He led the league in field goal makes without even being top 10 in the field goal attempt category. Like that's incredible to make. Like you have to be a pure scorer to do that. Right.
Yeah,
so
no doubt.
it's those type of things that I label in there. People are going to put Carmelo in this conversation. When you talk about pure score, go on the post, off the dribble, post game, lay it up, dunk it on you. Melo could do all that.
Yes.
Melo in New York was a problem. Granted, played zero defense, didn't care.
Yeah.
But you could not leave this man. I believe one of my favorite highlights of Melo is when he's ISOing Zion Williamson and literally didn't even dribble. He's literally just moving his hands, moving his arms, and just making Zion jump all over the place. Yeah. Then he finally just puts it in his eye. Like, you see nothing you could do to me, young fella.
Right.
I'm over here in Portland. I'm not even in my prime, and I'm hitting you with just stuff that you've never seen before. Yeah, easy work, right? Like you're not used to playing this type of defense, but I get it. I do agree with Kevin Durant when he's talking about Paul Pierce. But again, like I said, in my humble opinion, I mean, I just don't have Pierce up there. Pierce likes to do a lot of talking.
He does
about him.
You know what? When you're a great player and a Hall of Famer, and what I always say is this, right? If you are, let's say you're top 5 in scoring among Lakers, right? That's elite company in basketball history. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
Right. If you're top 5 in some statistical category, a major statistical category for the Celtics, you're probably in elite company in basketball history. Would you say that's true?
Absolutely.
Right. So Paul Pierce is like top 3 or 4 on everything in the Celtics history. He can talk, and he's a champion.
I'm gonna talk my stuff, right?
Right. He's got the room to talk. Now, do we have to agree with everything he says? No. Right. Yeah. Sometimes does his ego get involved? Yes.
Yeah.
Right? But when you've done what he's done, you could talk a little bit. So I'm okay with the talk, and him also knowing like, LeBron James, a lot of people think he's the GOAT. A lot of people have the number 2 player all time, but he can look and say, I went toe to toe with LeBron, and I handed this dude a lot of work over my time in his, first half of his career before, I got too old, right? And so when he can say that, I handed LeBron work, I handed Melo work, I like all the dudes that theoretically he shouldn't be able to be on the same floor with because he's not as good as those guys, to say I gave those dudes work. That's why he feels like he can talk. You feel me?
No. And like I said, that's why I start off. I get it, right? I don't want to give this man no respect at all. I honestly just dislike Pierce.
Well, look, your guys gave him his name.
Yeah, I don't give a damn what they gave him. Okay,
but do you think they gave it to him just to give it to him? Obviously, he went in Staples and earned that. Did he not? Oh, he didn't.
Don't like it. No, don't like it. Me is me. Okay, they may have given him that name. I don't agree with everything they do. Okay,
the Diesel gave him that name.
I don't agree.
And you can write it down. Paul Pierce, the MF and Truth.
Don't care. There it is. Shaq says a lot of crazy stuff. So I don't.
But he wasn't wrong on this one.
Pierce was definitely that guy, man. You only get one Celtic, bro.
That's fair.
Just one.
Fair. That's okay. I got
Larry Bird. That's it. Other than that, I don't like Paul Pierce.
I got you, man. That's fair. No, it's all good. It's all good.
I hated him.
What's up, Lake and
Nation? I want to drop 50. Get out of here.
If y'all haven't already, by the way, after this show is over, make sure you go like and subscribe to the Be Ready Sports Podcast. Great show over there. Great show.
Yeah, absolutely. To be ready,
you got to stay ready.
Got to stay ready.
But yeah, Paul Pierce, I don't know if he's disrespected. I just think that, and obviously to be a great player, you got to have, what's that called? Irrational confidence. I think he's got some of that, right? I think he's got some of that. But he also, again, he knows that he gave a lot of dudes work. So let's go ahead and listen to the rest of this clip from Speak.
I'm just saying. No, this is what I said. I told this Darnell. I said, look, you can take all the great scores in NBA history. I can do everything they can do.
This was very interesting how he framed this. I know he had to really think about it. I was like, okay, I didn't see it that way, but check it out.
Scoring wise, at least one thing I'll be better than them at. Like, say, like, who's considered, like, Jordan, right? Jordan probably considered that I'm a better three-point shooter than Jordan. We talk about KD, a lot of time KD is mentioned. And KD, he got a lot. Man, he's tough. But I think if there's one thing I got better than KD is I probably was a better post-up player.
Back to the rim.
Back to the rim.
But when we talk about KD and the thing that LeBron, well, the main thing that LeBron was saying is a separator is his efficiency.
Yeah, the efficiency is it. I'm really referring to the type of ways I can score.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can score in any way possible. Post, pick and roll, mid-range three, off the down screen, off the flare. Back, like, I can score in every single way imaginable.
That's true.
Well, I've never been a scoring champ. I'm really talking about the different ways I can score.
Yeah, of course.
Like, and when you hear them say I had no weaknesses in offense.
None, zero.
Like, that's what I'm saying. I can score in every way
from every
imaginable.
spot on the court.
Like, if you wanted the fadeaway post like Kobe and Jordan, I had that in my game. If you want the Durant, Hezzy pull, T-Mac, I had all of that. The three-point shot off the dribble, not off the spot up, I had all of that. Mid-range, step back from three, step back from two, spot, like all of it.
He did have all that. He did have all that. He makes a great point.
But he's missing one.
What's that?
He said he has everything everybody has. He don't have something Kobe got.
What is that?
We never saw that man throw it off the glass back to himself and take a shot or push it off to the post. We never saw Paul Pierce shooting from behind the backboard in the playoff series against him, by the way.
Right.
I'm just messing. I'm messing.
No. You're right. But I think it was really good how he framed it when he said that all the elite scorers,
he has something.
One of them, I can do at least one thing better than them. And I was like, I never even looked at it that way. And that's where I think that the argument that he's trying to make is incomplete but fair. You see what I'm saying? I totally get it. I totally agree when you say that he's not in your top 5 pure scorers. Okay, that's cool. We're good with that. But I also get it when he says that he is based on what he could do and the completeness of his offensive game. So that's a two things can be true type situation.
Now, I think having different conversations.
Yes.
We're not saying how you could score being the end all be all, right?
I like this here, by the way.
We have to put the efficiency into play. Like he said, like he has the ability to do everything better than all of these players and what they have done. There's a couple of things that got to still go into the pure score conversation. Did you ever lead the league in scoring? No.
And he said he's never been a scoring champ.
Never been a scoring champ.
Interesting. At his absolute peak, when he was at his best, he was a fourth quarter scoring leader multiple times. And to me,
fourth scoring leader. That's more clutch. Big. That's more to the clutch gene than I would say pure scores. But when you're talking about the duration of his entire career, KD's never averaged less than 25 points per game.
Right. And that right there, I was about to go to that point.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the duration of consistent dominant scoring that these other guys do. So
correct. And still doing it again efficiently. It's like it's not dropping. Like where's it going? When is your fall going to happen from how you're shooting the ball? Like you look at the go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. I do think that he has efficiency in his game, but not in his shooting percentage, if you get what I'm saying. Paul Pierce didn't waste a lot of dribbles. He didn't, waste a lot of steps. Everything was very quick, concerted, and tight to getting to the rim or getting a shot off. And that also plays to efficiency. Yeah. You want to take some calls on this? I think this was a pretty cool topic.
No. I had one question for you. So we're on the conversation, pure scores. Okay, Paul Pierce is, mentioning himself. I should be mentioned, if not honorably mentioned. Who, in your opinion, is the best pure scorer?
Oh, Michael Jordan. Hands
Michael
down.
Jordan?
Hands down. Yeah, and the
Okay.
reason I say that, I just point towards obviously the 10 scoring titles, but whatever. I think that he dominated scoring in an era where scoring was so hard to come by. And for me, just looking at the 37 point per game season, doing that while only making 12 threes that entire year, that tells you what he was doing in his scoring, right? Nowadays, when dudes score a lot, they average a lot of 3-point makes, right? And obviously, those are extra points. And I'm not taking shots at them for doing that. That's the game. They're getting those looks. They're knocking them down. So shout outs to them. But to say Michael Jordan averaged 37 points per game in one of the toughest defensive eras and only making 12 3-pointers that whole year, to me, that's undeniable. And then, of course, the 10 scoring titles, undeniable. Easily.
Now, what if I give you the pushback that though he scored 37,
yes,
he wasn't as efficient, and he
I think
also
he was over 50% doing that though.
But I'm saying, like, because there's two parts to what I'm trying to say.
Sure. Sorry.
He also led the league in field goal attempts 7 times out of those 10 times, if not top 3 out of all 10 scoring titles.
Right.
Where does that play?
So what I'll say is, so the year he was 48% while scoring 37 a game. That's still crazy.
That's still good. That's phenomenal.
Right. Again, in a defensive era. But what I'll say though, and kudos to you for the point of the field goal attempts. But what we got to remember, right? You guys love the field goal percentage as a measure of efficiency. It's not the only one, but part of it. But he didn't drop under 50% for his career until Washington, right? Where and then obviously,
you're looking at totality.
Yes.
Okay.
So
gotcha.
you've got when he was in his peak scoring years. Let's see, 51%. That's his rookie year in the league, averaging 28 a game. His second year in the league, he only played the 18 games. He broke his foot. 46%, then 48%, 53%, 53%, 52%, 54%, 52%, 50%, right? This is all in his, in his peak years. So he didn't drop below the 50% marker until, the very end. So yes, he was taking a lot of shots. Now, I think a lot of that was by design, the offense, etc. But he clearly was making a lot of shots. So it would be one thing if he was doing volume scoring like James Harden or Allen Iverson, or to a lower extent Kobe, right? But he was scoring a lot of buckets, shooting a very high percentage. So I think that's different.
Okay.
But I get your pushback though.
And no. I'm just throwing it out there. Pause.
No. It was a legit question. No, I get it. It.
Okay. You got Jordan as top 5. Who's number 2?
Number 2 pure scorer. Are we talking like post-merger or what? What are we talking about here? Because that's where it gets funny, because obviously
it's hard to separate era. Right? Okay, if you can give me I'm gonna go by 2 decades. Every 2 decades, that's about 20 years. We're going 20 years. Yeah. So from let's go 2000s to now. Best pure scorer.
Kobe. KD. Now, when we say pure scorer, are we just looking at the production? Because
let's just go production, efficiency, points, ability, ways to versatility, all of that.
Kobe, KD, LeBron, Melo.
Okay.
Who's that 5th? T-Mac.
Yeah, I'll go T-Mac. You're early. You're early. We're having a conversation. We're still in the middle of a segment.
Hold on. Stay with us, Sneed. Hold on, brother. Sneed couldn't wait. He couldn't wait. Hold on, man. Stay with us. But yeah, so you good with that? You good?
Okay, Kobe. So you get Jordan. No. We're talking 2000 to now. So you say Kobe,
KD,
LeBron.
Right. We cannot ignore his.
Put Bron there. Okay.
We can't ignore what he's done. I mean, come on. I'm not a LeBron fan, but we cannot ignore.
Because I also go to your point. I think I have to mute something. You got something going?
No.
I'm getting a lot of feedback now that I'm talking.
Okay, maybe it's because Sneed. Hold on, Sneed. I'm gonna hang up and I'm gonna tell you when to call back. I'm gonna tell you when to call back. All right, I don't know. Maybe it's because whatever. But
Check, Mike, check. Okay, it's better now.
it's clean.
But no, I say that because one of your biggest gripes is that his versatility isn't there.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So why is LeBron in your top five?
Well, he has to be there just simply because of what he's done. Okay. Right. I mean, 50,000 career points, playoffs and freaking regular season included. You said the last, I guess you said 2,000 and up. Like you just can't ignore that level of production. Yeah. Now, and the scoring versatility, the package, the quote unquote bag. That's why he's got to be behind a guy like KD. See what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Right. So
I like Dirk. I like Dirk in that conversation as well. Okay, Dirk is definitely.
I think he's like number 7 all time scoring. Yeah. So
man. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's hard to keep Dirk up out of that.
It is hard. I mean, but I go Melo after that and McGrady at 5. But I mean, we can.
I like that though. I like that list. That list is
cool with my 5?
Yeah, I like that list.
Okay.
I like that list. I arguably want to take Bron out and put Dirk in.
I mean,
but when you look at to your point, when you look at the point, that's hard. That's hard. Right. When you look at how long this man has been dominating and averaging 20, it's just that's inarguable. So I do get it. But me, I'm looking at, like I said, the ways to score, scoring ability, efficiency.
Okay.
A lot of that plays into play. Bron isn't a great free throw shooter. So I also want to put free throws in there. He's not a great free throw shooter. Right. He hasn't been, for the most part of his career, especially early on, a great 3-point shooter. He developed that later on. Yeah. He's recently, in the last 7 to 8 years, developed more of a post shot, not really a post player, but he gets more in the post, and he's been great on his post turnaround. Right. So a lot of his stuff, Bron's been playing so long, you got to break his career up into segments of like how the style that he played. But I do get it. I do get it. Okay. So we went from 2000 to now. So let's go 1980s. The first one is an obvious. The first person is going to be an obvious answer. Of course. But the 80s to the 2000s.
Man, that gets real tough. Man, you should have told me this. I would have prepped this. That gets real tough.
But I like it. It's
Michael Jordan, a Larry Bird. I don't know if he's number 2. All right, from 2 to 5, it's going to be all over. But Michael,
it don't have to be in order. It don't have to be in order.
Yeah. So obviously, number 1 is Mike, and then from 2 to 5, you're going to have your Larry Bird. You're going to have your Dominique Wilkins. You're going to have your Bernard King. Who would that 4th guy be?
That's 4 already.
Mike, Bird, Dominique, Bernard King. So there would be 1 more. Yeah, so American Friedman, I would agree on George Gervin, but I would put him in the previous era.
Hakeem paint like George Gervin.
No, Hakeem was a great scorer in terms of the totality of points he put up, but during the 80s to I wouldn't put him up there. Maybe he breaks into that top 10. Be ready, Laker Nation, but I don't know who the 5th guy is. I don't know who the 5th guy is, man. That's tough.
Hakeem, your dream. You got to hit the button now, bro. It's too many people saying it.
Your dream.
No, but I wouldn't put him in the top 5 scorers. That's so tough, man. I don't know who the 5th guy is in that era. Now you're gonna make me. I have to go back and research that. That's tough.
Ooh, because I'm trying to think of who would be the 5th. Because I'm trying to put the 80s and it's 80s and 90s is what we're thinking about.
Yeah. 80s and 90s.
Drexler.
I mean, I want to say like,
no,
Drexler might be up there. Alex English. There you go, Chief.
Nice. Okay. That's a good one.
Boom. Alex English led the entire decade of the 80s in scoring. Thank you, Chief. This is why we have you here, Chief.
Jesus,
Alex
that's
English,
a good
great call. That's the one. Okay, we got it.
Okay, Troll gives it to Karl Malone.
That's
a good one.
Yeah. I mean, he retired number 2 in scoring, so that's big.
The 90s. I mean,
I'm gonna go Alex English. Karl Malone is the honorable mention.
I like that. I like that.
That's big. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and do it, man. This is good. Let's open up the phone lines 904-219-8264. 904-219-8264. Y'all know what time it is. Let's get it.
While we waiting on that, man, y'all put in the chat. First of all, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button.
Why do we only have 12 likes in here?
Disrespectful.
31 in the chat, only 12 likes. Please hit that button. It's free.
But light up the chat, man. Light up chat. Give me your top 5 from the 2000s to now, and from the 80s to in the 90s. Who's your top 5 scores in both of those double decades?
Right.
Top 5 scores. Don't have to be in order. You can just give me top 5.
Mm-hmm. Sneed, what's going on, brother?
Sneed got what you need.
What up, Bruce? What up, Transformer?
What's
happening?
All right, man. We got to do Paul Pierce's his little thing, man, because he's disappointed in all of us. He needs his recognition. I liked Paul Pierce's game. I always thought it was really good.
I did too.
Very complete offensive player, but his defense is really good too.
Underrated.
You know, if you watch his footage, if you watch him play basketball, you'll see moments where he has to defend the other team's best player.
Mm-hmm.
So he was a really good player. I'm not saying he did it the whole game. Anybody who says a player did that the whole game is lying. You can't. It's a transient game. Balls going back and forth. Right. So but Paul Pierce offense, man, he's not wrong. He didn't say anything that was not factually correct.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can verify all those things about his game.
Mm-hmm.
He was a very balanced scorer. Like, he would take what the defense gave him,
mm-hmm.
right? If they packed the paint, he would hang around 15, 17 feet, and he would look to get his shot. He could go left or right.
Mm-hmm.
He could just shoot over a smaller defender. He could
shoot over bigger defenders too.
Smaller defender to the post. Yeah, he could get by bigger defenders. Flat-footed defenders, he cooked them and got by them.
Mm-hmm.
Not just on the feet, but he had a good first step, and then his body to his advantage, right? Being able to finish. You know, he's a strong finisher.
Mm-hmm.
You know, good touch, good free throw shooter. You know, he could knock down the three. Very reliable. It was always there. Not many off nights. You know, game-winning shots. Like, look, the nuance, the semantics of this. LeBron saying most equipped. Last week, this was the bag, bro. Literally last week, this was the bag. Now all of a sudden, it's most equipped. This is semantics. We're arguing, you know, like if you say a word with a certain pronunciation, like an accent, you know. But that's where we're at. We're recycling discussions because, you know what, he didn't get to say it on the last show, or
mm-hmm.
you know, he trying to make himself sound different than everybody else.
That's what it is. He's always trying to sound smart. That's what it is.
Yeah, but it's this is the bag conversation. Paul Pierce absolutely had a bag. Paul
mm-hmm.
Pierce kept coaches up at night. How am I going to stop this guy? You know, and when he was able to get certain players on his team, it took them to championship territory because he was that good offensively.
Yes.
You know, I remember games where Paul Pierce ripped off like 12, 13, 14, 15 points
mm-hmm.
in a row.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I remember like where he was terrorizing my Cavaliers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And like there's offensive potency, right, which Pierce has and KD has and LeBron has. These players have offensive potency. When you see them ripping off bucket after bucket after bucket, you know, they get in these zones and they get hot and they're very
mm-hmm.
dangerous all the time, you know. But dude, it's just semantics, man. I like your rankings, by the way, putting those guys in there. I agree with all of it. Okay. I do. I'm kind of disappointed that, you know, if you don't hit a 3-pointer, it means you don't have a bag. If you don't hit a 3-pointer, now you're not a 3-level scorer. Now you're an incomplete player. That's not true.
It's recency bias, and I think it makes you incomplete in this era. I totally get what you're saying.
That's when you're going to have to break it up. That's when you truly have to break it up.
You have a 3-point shot for like how long?
We know. What?
Yeah,
Nino is wild right now. Sorry.
Oh, this is a Laker fan or something? Is that what
we're talking dribbles?
Nino says Pierce didn't have no damn bag. I'm like, okay.
Man, I remember Paul Pierce was like one of the more unstoppable offensive players for at least a decade.
Yes.
It was like legitimately elite scoring. And you know what? His shots, some of the shots he took were extremely difficult. And I remember thinking to myself, how are you supposed to stop that? It's the same thing we said about Kobe. It's the same thing we say about like some of the shots LeBron hits. You're like, how are you supposed to stop that? Or KD. You're like, how are you supposed to? You can't, if you can't block it, it could still go in.
Right.
Even if you put hands, covering their eyes or whatever else.
Absolutely. No.
He's going by dribbles,
absolutely.
Nino. Yeah, I see what Nino said. I figured he was talking about the dribbles. That's why he said that.
Yeah.
I thought a bag was an offensive toolkit. That's what I thought a bag was.
Yeah, I don't know about the semantics, bro. People get caught up in these labels and these titles and these words, but they end up going in circles and arguing about nothing. Like you're arguing about the same thing last week. You just named it something different. Now you're acting like you're Socrates. It is not you. Look, vocabulary is important because when you use certain vocabulary, it allows you to explain things thoroughly, right?
Yes. Here's the teacher coming out.
It was the bag last week, and now all of a sudden it's most equipped. So yes, Paul Pierce is one of the most equipped players ever playing. Absolutely. If you watch him play hoops, because a lot of people won't go back and watch these guys play. They'll just talk about them. But if you watch Paul Pierce score, it was pretty damn amazing and fun to watch. And I got to see it firsthand in those playoff games with the Cavs. He was amazing. He was a very quick scorer. Shout out to Paul Pierce. Give him his flowers while he's here, I guess. Right?
No doubt.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro.
I appreciate the call. Thank you, brother.
You too.
Laker Nation, I see you. Call back, man. We got to make sure we get our number one channel member in here, man. Call back, Laker Nation. Definitely want to hear from you on this. Coach M.A. says George Gervin is the top pure scorer. So I think he had
top. I think he meant A top.
He says the. I think he had
B
4
and A is two
in the ABA. Yeah. I don't know. I'm wondering how much his demons affected how good of a player he could have been. But yeah, Ice was the man. Nino, of course you can call in, man. He's calling anytime. Laker Nation, what's good, brother?
What's good? Happy Sunday.
Thank you, man. Same to you. Same to you.
Shout out to my man Transformer.
In the building.
Hey, disclaimer. We almost made a trade on when was it? I think Friday. I had a guest from Beantown talking all this Celtic junk. And I literally told him, I said, we're going to do a trade. I'm about to trade you to the Format Podcast for Transformer.
That's funny. That's funny.
It's on the episode. No, you literally said that.
That's funny. Oh,
I said, we're about to do a trade.
We're about to do a live podcast trade. Man. That's funny.
Yeah. Trade. I'm twerking up for the Celtics.
Who's well? I am, but I don't think anyone else is. No, I don't think I'm twerking. I'm just agreeing with some of what he had to say.
No, I'm talking about him. I said he can come on there and y'all can talk Celtics all day long.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Me and Transformer with it. Then with the Laker talk.
Yeah, but nobody's gonna watch if you do that. But anyway, go ahead.
What?
Damn.
Stop it.
Wow. you hear this guy?
Yes.
Man, you got me over here on a Sunday morning trying defending Paul Pierce. Man, what's wrong with you?
Man, look, we got your topic coming up next, man. And trust, we're good there. We're good. It's actually ironic how this played out, that we have, Paul Pierce and then we have the other guy. So we got you, brother. We got you. But yeah, what are your thoughts, Laker Nation, on what Paul Pierce had to say and kind of where you see him among the all-time great pure scorers?
Well, first off, don't ever refer to Kobe as the other guy.
Oh my gosh.
It's the guy.
Never do that.
You know the respect that I have for Kobe, so stop it. But let's carry on.
Don't ever do that, Bruce. Don't ever do that.
Laker Nation, man. Go ahead, man.
Second, man. I ain't gonna lie, he's been cooking the last week and a half. Paul Pierce, man, because I usually look at, you know, when you hear a person talking, you have that smirk on your face, like Transformer has when he doesn't agree with what I be saying. When he be listening with that smirk, that's how I usually normally be when Paul Pierce opened his mouth, just sitting there listening with that smirk on my face. But what he's saying is true, because, you know, pure score is like subjective, because everybody has their own definition of what a pure score is, and they want to argue with you and scream at you when they don't agree with what you got to say. But that's one of them topics where you can't be like, nah, you're full of, what you're saying is full of crap, because it's subjective. Cause, yeah, you know, because everybody has their own definition of what a pure score is. But if you break down the game of basketball down to a microscopic level, he is one of the best pure scorers in the NBA, because, you know, we watched it. Just look at just look at the 2008 and the 2010 finals against us.
Right.
Like he was giving us problems through the whole series. Like he said, everything he said was true. He's one of the best tough shot makers out there.
Yeah.
He gets knocked based on his placement and everything, based on all-time numbers and rings, in my opinion.
Yeah, agreed.
I think feel like that's why he gets always overlooked by other greats. Same thing with Dirk Nowitzki. And but you can't have a top 5 pure scorers and not put those two in there.
Okay.
Because they can score on all 3 levels. They can score in every aspect of the court. There's not one defense that can contain them. So that's how I look at it when I speak about scores. Is you can't, the way I look at it, you can't be top 5 if you have limitations in your game as far as scoring.
Right.
That's how I define a pure score. Now, that to me, that's a totally different topic, as in best scorers or top 10 top scorers of all time. Because then you got to look at total points and all that.
Yeah, you got to look at.
But if you're talking about it,
right.
Yeah. Because if you're talking about pure scorers, there's a lot of pure scorers that haven't. There's a lot of guys that haven't played 20 years or 15 years in the league based on other unforeseen situations, but were deadly scorers that score all over the place. So he has a right to talk like he talks, especially if he played number 1 in the league as long as he has at a high level. Like he has a right to have his opinion.
Yes. Agreed.
The only thing I disagree with, and I think you broke it down before you took calls, is him over MJ. Because if you break down MJ was just
yes, right.
It's the way he put that ball in the bucket was ridiculous. Like against us, like we forced him damn near out of bounds. I think Coop was the main defender, and we forced him out of bounds. Same thing with Dr. J. Them two got the 2 best highlighted shots of all time against us.
Yeah.
Like Dr. J has to be up there too, because Magic even said it. We forced him out of bounds, and he still went underneath the basket, came around the other side, and dunked it.
Yeah, no, he
he laid it up.
Because Kareem came to contest. Right. Yeah. And that's when Magic is like,
them
we were just watching
they did their job.
Magic goes, we were watching him. And I wanted to ask him, can you do it again?
He was like, he started elevating. He just kept elevating. He just kept elevating. He was like, well, we're coming down.
Right. Yeah.
He's still in the air.
Then you got Mike.
And then you got Mike with the switch hands.
Yeah,
with the switch hands in the finals. Like they had him contested, and he just switch hands, went to the other side and laid it up. So, but like with Pierce, he doesn't have a lot of flashing moves like that, which is why we get in awe because of that. But he hits fundamental shots. Like he gets down in that post. You know, you fill him off one way, he'll drop step the other way, hit that fadeaway, and bam, it's in there. He gets to the free throw line. Like he'll lower his shoulder, get down in the paint, boom. 2 free throws. That's still 2 points.
Right.
He consistently hit that outside shot, the 3-pointer. Hit a lot of clutch shots in his career. Not a lot of game winners, but a lot of clutch shots to bring his team, team back.
Right.
You know.
Yep.
So he's done a lot of damage, and I can't believe I have to defend this dude, but
well, listen, nobody's putting him in places where he shouldn't be.
Yeah,
and
that's for sure.
you know, the next guy we're going to talk about will take the bad taste out your mouth. Pause. But we're going to go ahead and I'm gonna let you go here. We're going to take a couple more calls and then move on to the next topic, man. I appreciate the call, brother.
Man, you know, as long as nobody don't come in here disrespecting Cole, I'll have this same energy when I call back.
We got it, man.
If somebody calls in, I'm gonna wait till last because somebody called.
Oh, did we lose him?
My bad. Okay, my bad. No, Nino says he wants to speak to. He says that he wants to talk with Laker Nation. So I'm gonna sit back and give you all a couple minutes. Go ahead, Nino. What's going on, brother?
Talk to me.
What's up with all the guys, man? What's up, Laker Nation?
What's going on, Big Nino?
Bruce, I'm gonna say this: if you put me on another last minute debate, Bruce, I'm about to hang up this phone.
I said you got a couple minutes.
It's real simple. It ain't even no debate. It's real simple questions that I got. But y'all do this for MJ. I know it.
Y'all got 2 minutes, Nino. 2 minutes. Go.
I just got one question. They talk about ways to score, right? If MJ said out his mouth that he didn't work on the 3-point shot because he didn't want to settle the defense, and 3-point shot is a for the scoring, and KD can do all the other things and is an efficient 3-point shooter, how doesn't that put him over MJ? That's just a question for anybody. I want to know. I just want to know y'all opinion on this. I hear y'all talking about it.
Because you're looking at the fact that somebody didn't shoot the 3 at a high volume. That's what you're looking at. And then you're looking at the field goal percentage. That's what you're looking at to make this argument. When he needed to hit that 3, he did. And he did it in a consistent basis. He just didn't shoot it a lot because his strength of his game was attacking. That was the main thing that he said out of his mouth as well. That his main aspect of his strength of his game is attacking the basket and not hanging out at the 3-point line. So just because somebody doesn't shoot a high volume of a shot, we kind of take we take the microscope off and say, oh yeah, he's bad just because he didn't do it a lot. No.
I want to throw this out here, like the nation. I don't disagree with what you're saying. I'm saying y'all use it to be selective. Agree with MJ actually because feel like
30 seconds.
They got some Spurs. He do too much of it. I'm just saying, if MJ say he doesn't do it, it wasn't in his regular game, and KD can do everything else, and that's in his game. How is that? That should put him over for pure scoring. Not better score, just pure what the topic is. That's all.
Man, you need to tune into my Friday's episode when I defended Kevin Durant against all the slander about him not being a top, top 5 in scoring. I talked about KD because me and my guest
ain't no cuss. All right, we got to cut you short, man. That's 2 minutes, bro. We got to keep the show rolling, Laker Nation. We love you, bro. Because that boy, you about to run with this one. I can already tell. You about to run with it.
Nino, you got me in trouble.
What's up, Nino, man? What's up, man?
I'm just trying to get an understanding. I want this for you too. I want to get an understanding or something. Because listen, this was they say Transformer. Let's be real.
But Nino, the thing is, Nino,
I believe he's talking to me, Mr. Bruce.
No, he said Bruce first.
Oh, okay.
So he said he wanted to get it from me in that pause.
Okay.
And then I'll let you go.
Whoa!
Stop! I caught it. Pause.
Whoa!
What? Look, man. The point, Nino, that I'm trying to make here. Nino, is very simple, right? At the end of the day, Michael Jordan could shoot the 3, but he did. What do you always hear me talk about? How I get mad because Jason Tatum bails out the defense consistently by taking 3s, right? He can shoot the 3, but he makes it easier on the defense. Michael Jordan didn't want to do that. He could shoot the 3. We saw him shoot the 3 in the freaking most opportune time, right? We saw him do it, but that's not what he wanted to build his game on, because when you fall in love with that, you bail out the defense a lot. So I think that's the difference. He had it in his repertoire. It just wasn't something that he wanted to live on like that. That's all.
I get it, but Nino, okay. So I get it, but that's a woulda, coulda, shoulda. He didn't.
Oh. He didn't.
But he didn't.
But he had it. We saw him have it.
Had it? No, we didn't see it. He's never been known as a prolific 3-point shooter. So I want when Nino, and correct me if I'm wrong, Nino is putting all aspects of the game in play. Right. If you wasn't great at this, and even you said you didn't want to, work on it or be proficient at it, you didn't want to rely on it because it would deter you from the other aspects of the game, that's fine. But 3-point shooting is a part of pure scoring. It's a part of basketball. It's in the game.
He had 5 seasons at or above 35% from 3, and the league average was 34.5% back then. So he could shoot it.
So he was average.
Slightly.
Listen, Bruce, we believe you. I know Transformers. Yeah. I see MJ Form. I argue with all my LeBron guys. Right? But we believe he can shoot it.
Well, we saw it, is what I'm trying to say. We saw it.
But we didn't see it consistent.
But the only argument that you have on top of that is even without that 3-pointer as a weapon, he still has 10 scoring titles. So.
And that's what I always point to. But listen, we really got to let you guys go, man. This is a great topic and a great discussion. We appreciate you all so much, but we got to let you go. Thank you for calling, gentlemen.
I like man, Kill Switch R6. He had an honorable mention. He wanted to talk about Steph Curry. To me, Steph Curry is a pure shooter. Probably to me the best shooter of all time. When you want to talk shooting, that man got it. If there's no shot the man can't take and make.
I don't think he's the best shooter of all time, but that's that's another topic. Write that down.
We can say that.
Write that down.
I'm curious to see who. I'm curious to hear who is.
Right. Chief, good morning. How are you?
Salam, Akisneed, Salam, Bruce. You get the salute.
I appreciate that, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you for coming in that way. That warmed my heart, man. Thank you.
Yeah. But I'm gonna get back to my brother Sneed. I think most between the words most equipped score and having a bag. I think it's when you think about the most equipped, a wide range of efficient, reliable ways to score. When I think of the bag, I think of, your dribbling, your flashy, the creative moves that you do to get your shot. So I kind of see a difference in those. Now, even though that damn Paul Pierce is a Celtic, I'm going to have to give it to him on this one.
Okay.
And the reason being is this. If we look at his game before the big three, he was lighting people up.
Mm-hmm. He was.
So he was, So before he had the step back three, before James Harden, like you said, came up with it. He didn't travel. He had everything in there. But you also have to look. He also had to sacrifice his game for a pure shooter in Ray Allen. Then KG had to get the ball. Then you had the other guy. So I think he has a legitimate point, but I think he also had to make those sacrifices for the betterment of the team.
Yeah. No disagreement. I see it.
Yeah.
I like the
That's kind of where
I was expecting to push back. Not this time, Chief.
I didn't have anything.
Not this time, Chief. No, I agree, though. I agree.
Yeah, that's about it. Now, the way he says stuff, it might rubs a lot of people wrong.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of like, he's the crazy guy. He's crazy like a fox.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he says something, and then you have to kind of think and pause. Well, he did do this. He did do that.
Right.
And he did it all, but you got to really think of what he say and then go back and look at the action.
Yeah. No. I agree, Chief. Paul Pierce is a Me Too guy. Like, whoa, Me Too.
What about me?
Yeah, hold up. Did you forget? Like, Me Too.
Yeah. No, that's a great point.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah. So I think that game sacrifice. I guess if I didn't have to sacrifice my game, you could probably see more of what I did. And like you said, like Snead said, you have to come back and look at some of those old games prior to him, prior to the big three. But
just type regular.
Okay, you too, huh? Okay.
Yeah, but if you really look at it, though, I'd rather sacrifice my scoring to win a title.
Yes. No doubt.
Man, I apologize, Chief, man. We trying to read a comment. Gabe, but, I'm going to just say it. Gabe Moore, but we appreciate the comment. But please help us out. That is just way too much going on. If you could type that regularly, I'm trying to get where you're going. I think we got the first part. I don't want to excel at it. You stand behind the 3-point line and you wait for teammates to the ball,
get the ball to you.
To you? Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Oh, to you.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
My game is driving, posting up, and creating.
Okay. God, dang it, man. Where did you go to school? I'm not going to roast you, bro. Let me stop.
No, please don't.
I'm not. Let me get it, man. Appreciate the comment.
I lost some brain cells trying to.
Yeah, that was a rough one, Chief.
I have to go back to cryptography school to get that.
I thought it was Cam Newton for a second. Like, is this Cam Newton? Because God dang it, man.
I had to get the Dakota ring on that. I'm like, okay. So if y'all folks who don't know what it is, you have to get the ring and match the letters and the numbers to try to get everything right.
That's old school right there, Chief.
Need an old key, a key. He needs the match. He needs the key.
That's old school, Chief. Wow.
What is this?
Oh, man.
All right, brothers, I'm going to let y'all get to that next topic, but I'm going to give you a little precursor on it.
Yes, what you got?
See, the Mamba was also in the most equipped and the bag, but y'all ain't ready for that.
Man, listen.
They ain't. They ain't.
All right, Chief. Thank you for the call, man. Can't wait to get to this one. Thank you.
Did that.
All right, y'all.
And still
feedback on this Paul Pierce topic. Didn't expect it to be that lively, but thank you for that, man. We are definitely enjoying talking with you all this morning. I didn't think it was gonna.
Raise your expectations now. When we mention Celtics and Lakers, and if you mention one word of LBJ, then come on, everybody's coming.
Yeah, I think it's about to. Go off then.
Oh, it's about to go up.
Yeah, we about to get to that guy.
Oh,
Mama,
man.
There goes that man. God bless the dead, man. God bless the dead. So, Transformer, I will let you take lead here. This is your guy, and I can't wait to hear how you present this topic.
Okay, so
yes, sir. Let's get it.
Great.
I'm excited.
All time.
Yes.
My GOAT may not be yours, and that's fair. That's not the topic of conversation.
No, not the topic.
But Kobe Bean Bryant, Laker legend, 5-time champion, MVP, Hall of Famer, all of the. We want to talk prolific scoring, that's him. We want to talk pure scoring, that's him. You want to talk off the glass, dish it back to Paul Pierce somehow between leg or between behind the backboard, doesn't matter. People put 4 bodies on him. What did he do? He looked at his teammate, saw that he was open, shot it anyway, made it. Him.
Yeah.
That's Bean, right? Bean, as of late, has been having his name dragged under the mud. This guy right here, Bean.
I love this
move. If you don't know what Bean, it's one of the best moves ever. Come on now. Got you.
Gotcha, right?
In the eye. This was just disrespectful. That wasn't even necessary.
No, it wasn't.
That wasn't even necessary. Look at it. Pump it off
the
glass. Give it back.
That's why
Paul Pierce, we didn't see that, Paul Pierce. I need to see that, Paul Pierce.
Oh my! Ooh,
come on
reverse.
Now. Come on now. Come on now. Oh, got him, Matt. You wasn't ready, Matt. Step up, Matt. Look at that. Hey, I bite the jersey. It's a wrap.
But you know, Matt, he contested. He still tried to get back. You know.
Nah.
Wasn't good enough.
Got him.
Easy work.
Got him.
Fundamentals. Up, step through. See, that's what it looks like when you go work out with Dream. That's how it's supposed to look.
Got him. Both up. What's happening? Kiss the glass. What's up? Pump fake between. Got him.
Yo, the pivot work Kobe had was. Anyway. Yeah.
You want to talk pure scores?
Yes.
You want to talk pure scoring?
Man.
You just saw a highlight that I'm pretty positive you're not finna find many like it.
No.
You're not going to find many. From the pivot to using the pump fake.
Can I interrupt real quick? I'm sorry.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
What you just saw, that's a bag. Carry on.
That's a bag.
That's a bag.
That's a bag. I don't need the dribble 100 times, and it got to be between the legs and spin like Kyrie, Steph Curry, Chris Paul, them boys, Allen Iverson. Handle galore. Those are those guys. But when you want to add in footwork and an ability to get your shot off on any defender, multiple defenders, sometimes 3 defenders, sometimes 4 defenders, there's a freaking photo of 4 Celtics trying to stop Kobe from a shot. Kobe looked at his teammate, saw that he was open, shot it anyway. Why? Because you still can't stop it. That Mamba has been having his name, I would say, disrespected lately. Disrespected. There's been comments floating around. I'm pretty sure pretty positive you guys have seen it. But I want to get to one since it is his birthday. Paul Gasol's birthday is today.
Shout out Paul Gasol.
Shout out
Paul Gasol.
All right.
Who, real quick, when he was at his peak around 2010, when they won that championship, y'all didn't know me then, but dudes I knew back then, like when I was in the Army, we'd be in formation, and I would be arguing that Paul Gasol was the best big in the league. And this is when Dwight Howard was still in the league and all. Like, Paul Gasol was killing. He was rebounding, he was scoring, he could shoot the mid-range, he could handle it, he could pass it, and he's blocking shots. Like, Paul Gasol, for not a long time, but for a short amount of time, I think he was the best big in the league. Carry on, Transfer.
Oh, definitely one of the big Spaniard. Ain't that what Shaq gave him? I think Shaq gave him that one too. Well, he called him something else. I think Shaq gave him that. Shaq gave everybody a freaking nickname. You wasn't a legit player unless Shaq gave you a nickname.
Yeah.
I guess Shaq got to give you a nickname. All right. But Paul Gasol, and you mentioned the 2010 finals.
Yes.
2010 was how long ago, Bruce?
15 years ago.
15 years ago. Okay.
Yes.
Bean died when?
2021?
2020.
2020. Okay.
No, 2021. You're right. I think you're
okay.
right. No, 2020.
Okay. During COVID. Okay.
During COVID. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was before the shutdown. Yeah, so it was 2020 before the shutdown happened. Yeah, that was and then the year we won the title. That's correct. All right, so 2020. So that's 5 years. 5 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nobody in their right mind was having this type of conversation that Pau Gasol was supposed to win MVP. Nobody.
I love how you set that up. That was beautiful. Okay.
Nobody 15 years ago, since it happened, 5 years post Kobe's passing, nobody said Pau Gasol should have been MVP of the finals. Where and when did we start forgetting? Where and when did we forget that Kobe, at the peak of his powers, and during that time, was first team all defense, first team all NBA, and conversations of both MVP and defensive player of the year? Check your best player in the finals, in which that finals would have been Paul Pierce. I'm going to give him hell, but I'm also give him hell on the offensive side. If my shot's not falling, what do the greats do? They find other ways to get involved.
Thank you.
If not,
thank you.
I'm going to bully you in rebounding. I'm going to make sure my guys get the ball. That guy, all of a sudden, we just somehow elevated Powell. And right, Powell is in his own right a great, but nobody in their right mind was saying Pau Gasol should have got MVP.
Right.
We knew before the freaking clock hit triple zeros. No, it's double zero. I'm NFL. Come on now. Stop NFL. Jesus Christ. Double zeros. We knew who the MVP was. The boy that raised his hands like this and then did at the camera like this. 5. We knew who the MVP was.
Yeah.
So Bruce, help me out, bro.
Yes, sir.
I'm at a loss.
Okay.
Why, when, and where? Because this is just one of the points of conversation. We're going to get to a guy named Tracy McGrady later. I'm going to bring up T-Mac later. But for right now, Bruce, where did we get this wrong? Because apparently we've had it wrong for 15 years.
Apparently so.
And 5 years post Kobe's passing, apparently the footage is gone, the tape is gone, the stats are gone, and we're just throwing hypotheticals out and saying, Powell should have got it. So, Bruce, please help me.
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to say, I really love the comment that you made about when your shot's not falling, you find other ways to get it done. I love that because that's something I always go to when I hear, and the same way Laker Nation felt about having to cape up for Paul Pierce is the same way I feel about having to cape up for, arguably the greatest Laker, Kobe Bryant. I have tremendous respect for him, but I don't like talking good about you people. That said, in all seriousness,
we appreciate it.
When I hear people talk, Kobe, he couldn't hit nothing in Game 7. Okay, 6 of 24, got you. Wasn't making shots, remained aggressive, but what did he do? 15 rebounds, right? Shooting guard, 15 rebounds. He says, I will not be denied.
Correct.
This isn't some regular finals, right? Not that there's regular finals, but he knew what it was. He had played the Celtics in 08. They got beat. And he expected the rematch in 09. KG got hurt. And he tried to play it off like it was no big deal afterwards. You heard what he said. He said, because it was them. It means the most because it was against them. He knew what it was. So I say to say, like you said, when the great ones, the shot isn't falling, they find a way to contribute and to get it done. And I love that. And that's something I know you've heard me say before. That's something I will always go back to because I'm watching that game and I'm like screaming at the damn TV and I'm No! I'm like, what the damn guess? Kobe always out of nowhere, just coming up with the ball. I was so mad, so mad. And then, of course, he hits the winning assist basically with the pass to Artest. Artest,
he passed me the ball. Kobe passed me the ball.
But guess what, though? He made that shot. He made that shot. Why did he make that shot? Because working with a guy like Kobe and being prepared, Kobe had him ready for the moment, right? And so all these things I think are key. And this is not a function of, Kobe's dead now, so now we want to elevate him and put him in a place where he doesn't belong. No,
Kobe
because right, for me, he's about number 7 on my all-time list. And I know that's blasphemous to a lot of people. I respect that they feel that way. I have, you guys know Magic and Kareem, 2 Lakers that I have just a little bit ahead of him.
You can't have too many in your top 5. Like too many Lakers in the top 5.
No, it's not even that. It's just that, I have a hard time pushing too many guys past them, right? Yeah. Now, you know what? Now, looking back, maybe I do need to reassess it because I have Bird at 4 and I have Dream at 5.
That's kind
so
of crazy.
maybe.
And you consider Magic like the second?
I do. Yeah. I believe Magic is the second best player who's ever played. Like that's another topic. Why did you do that? Why did you do? You know what it is with me and Magic. I hate it, but you know what it is. Why did you do that?
I got the same for Bird. Shut up. Got the same for Bird. I can't stop. Right. The greatest white man to ever grace a basketball. Period. Okay.
Right. But no. But that's funny. Laker Nation has Bird number 7. I have Kobe number 7. That's funny how that works. Man, you guys are the best. Real talk. But no, in all seriousness, just looking at it, this narrative that Kobe is all of a sudden elevated to a place he doesn't belong because he unfortunately passed away too early. That does happen for some people, but I don't think that's the case here at all. Because Young Disciple says he was hearing the media whispers that Gasol should have been the finals MVP. And I didn't see that. I don't recollect hearing that at all. In 2010, how old was I? About 31. So I think I had sound faculties around that time. I don't remember hearing anything like that. Nor do I remember the talk that, Kobe was a Scottie Pippen or a sidekick or whatever. And we'll get into that a little later, but those are things I don't remember hearing. So this changing of the narrative now, and I have my thoughts on why that's happening, but I don't get it. But go on, Transformer. Sorry.
No, I mean I was asking the question about when and where this started, and you so adequately put about the other factors of being a great, right? Being a great.
Yeah.
Some people are stat guys. People love stats. They help round out the narrative of people's conversation.
Right.
So I'm still trying to figure this out. Kobe averaged 28.6 in that series. So some people say that he didn't shoot the ball efficiently, 40%. That's cool. Go look up Game 7 and show me what Paul Pierce and Ray Allen did in that game. Look at who guarded and switched in between those two players.
That's how tough is that? You're back and forth between chasing Ray Allen all over the damn place, Paul Pierce trying to take you into the post and working, trying to work you in the mid-range. Like that's 2 tough assignments. But again, go ahead. I'm sorry, carry on.
No. You said again. Please. I'm still lost. Somebody help land the plane for me.
That is the refusal to be denied. Plain and simple. That's all it is.
I couldn't put that no better. We mentioned Kobe Bryant's not fourth quarter, Game 7 performance. Of course, he shot 6 for 24, but the man also, again, switched in between 2 players, Ray Allen and Paul Pierce, but also gave you 15 boards, was a stout on the defensive end, and still led the team in scoring. I'm still trying to figure out, help me land the plane. How is Pau Gasol elevated over the multitude of things that Kobe did in the finals? Please help me. Somebody please in the comment section or somebody call Mr. Wade, because that's who I'm talking about. We know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, that was despicable.
We know who I'm talking about. Somebody call Mr. Wade to the table, and I want to have a full blown discussion. But that's Mr. Wade.
Yeah, that was. Isn't that funny though? Isn't that funny because that's the same dude who was talking about after Kobe won his 5th. That, oh man, we stuck on 1 and Bron has none. We got to do something. But now you're talking greasy, right? What's that about?
Wade already won 1.
Yeah. He said he was stuck on 1 and LeBron had none.
Gotcha.
And Kobe had just got his 5th, and Kobe was lapping him in championships.
And you know what that 5th? You know what Kobe said about that 5th one?
Can we just skip that part?
What? No, it's not about Boston. No, it's cool.
Oh, okay.
It's not about Boston.
That's the only part I remember him saying about the 5th one.
Oh, I remember the disrespect. I got one more than Shaq.
Yeah.
I remember
to the
that.
Bank. That's right. No, one more than Shaq. Yeah.
That 5th championship meant so much to him. He knocked out 2 birds, 1 stone.
Okay, can we skip the first bird though and just stay on the Shaq bird?
The first bird was beating the Celtics. The first bird was beating the Celtics.
No, totally.
Beating.
I get it.
The Celtics in 7.
I get it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, you heard me? Okay, I just wanted to make sure I got
did,
that.
I did.
All right, I'll
did.
make sure.
I mean, we felt the same way about beating you guys in 08. So
cheated.
You know what
it was rigged. It was Spygate, Deflategate, all that happened in 2008. Matter of fact, it's an asterisk in that season. That's an asterisk. It was we call it the bubble championship in 2008. The league gifted y'all one, not Adam Silver.
Okay.
David Stern. David Stern gifted y'all the championship in 2008.
Right.
But no. All respect to the Celtics. 2008 they won, but Kobe knocked out 2 birds, 1 stone, beating the Celtics, and I got one more with the babies in his arm. People forget the iconic moment.
Yeah,
had the babies in his arm. Had Gigi right here. Got one more than Shaq. He didn't smile. Take that to the bank. I'm here. I got 5 now. What does he say? What can he say? Because Shaq couldn't win no other one. Shaq wasn't dominant no more. All right, but the level of slander for Kobe, and this has all been recent. It's been very recent.
But yeah, I know what it is, though. I know what it is. And
we're not going to bring him up because he's not saying it. And please, somebody wake my dog up.
I didn't hear it this time.
Oh, Jesus, because that last one was loud. But we're gonna get into Mr. T-Mac. Mr. T-Mac is also part of this revisionist type of mind and history and twiddling the comments and changing what coulda, shoulda, and woulda happened if he was to inherit the teams that Kobe had. So people forget the style of play, who Kobe was as a player. We know Kobe so much for his prolific scoring ability, his offensive side of the ball. People tend to forget Kobe was multiple time first team all defense. Multiple time first team all defense. Now, not sure if y'all understand how hard that is to do, but it's hard to be an MVP and first team all defense. It's hard to be in the MVP conversation and first team all defense multiple years in a row.
We've only seen one other guy really do it, multiple times, right?
Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Yeah.
I can lead the league and score. I can do both, and I can do both at a high level, right? How many all-team defenses does Tracy McGrady have?
None. McGrady wasn't defending nobody, man.
Grady wasn't guarding the soul. He didn't care about you on defense. So when we look at two sides of the basketball, right? We look at offense, we look at defense. So how can you just calmly and confidently say, if you take me out of my team, off my teams, and put me on Kobe's teams, I can go and win 5 titles, or if not more. How can you say these? How can you say these comments?
I thought that was real disrespectful for him to say that, but I think he was caught up in the moment where, you know, Gil saying all that stuff and Jay Will sitting there, you know, nodding and happy, and so, you know, he's gonna feel that way. I think it was disrespectful. He got caught up in it. I think he apologized like a week later. Oh, shout out to Nino with the $4.99 super chat. Appreciate you. Nino says, y'all think T-Mac couldn't guard Eric Snow and Aaron McKee. Man, look, T-Mac couldn't guard a park car with a Uzi, man. when you see McGrady play real defense, seriously.
He doesn't play defense.
He doesn't play any defense. Stop it.
So my go ahead.
No, go ahead, man.
Okay, so when you mention that side that T-Mac never played defense, what was one of Phil's greatest philosophies?
What?
About the triangle. When we finish the triangle, what's the first thing he's asking the 2 guard to do? You got to be my point of defense.
Oh, okay.
Michael Jordan, all NBA defense, first team.
Yes.
Kobe Bryant, all NBA defense, first team. Phil wanted the 2 guard to be the focal point of defense for the perimeter to stop everybody on the perimeter. That was Phil's philosophy. So, Tracy, can you be inputted in that system knowingly so you don't play defense?
Right.
How can you go and say that you can be in the same position, you don't play defense? That's effort. You got to want to play defense.
And I think that's the big difference, man. I really think that's the big difference in, like, you say, okay, he's able to score, but again, McGrady's a guy who kind of played his own way, a lot like LeBron. Do we even know if McGrady could really play in his system? Do we know if he would be able to fit
one of my
points?
But I'll let you take it. I'm gonna let you take that away.
Yeah. No,
take that away.
We never really saw him in a real system. So now you put him. Not everybody, even though they are great scorers, is equipped to play in the triangle, right? Or is willing to put in the work not only to learn the triangle, but to have the skill set necessary to maximize the triangle. Because if we remember, right, talking about Kobe here, it's on wax that well before they even came, Phil and Tex came and started coaching that team, because Michael played in it and excelled in it. Kobe was calling Tex Winters on the phone and asking him to teach him the triangle. So then when Tex Winters got there and they actually sat down, started watching film together, you know, Kobe sponge on that film, right? Kobe was going crazy. He was loving it. And so I'm not saying McGrady couldn't. I'm saying I don't believe he and his play style was the right fit for the triangle. So that's the first thing, right? McGrady can get away with saying those things because, and there's no disrespect, but the average people who watch First Take regularly and listen to that stuff, they're like surface level type fan, you know, and that's how, you know, most of the major media networks, that's who they market to, surface level, right? The quote unquote casuals, right? But when they don't, I don't think market to and speak to the people who really dig in on this stuff the way we do, and the way most of the independent media people and their viewers and watchers and listeners really dig into this stuff. Because whether we agree with it or not, I'm gonna show love to our chat here. I believe we got some of the smartest freaking basketball fans on YouTube coming watching our show, right? Because I learn stuff from them sometimes. Do I always agree? No, but I learn stuff from them, and hopefully they learn some stuff from us too. But we got smart people, because the stuff that our viewers and listeners are saying, we don't hear that on mainstream, right? No. So anyway, I bring this back to say, it was very easy for McGrady to get away with that. And if you notice, there wasn't even real pushback on it.
Because who on that panel played defense?
Right. Great point.
Two sides of the basketball. There's two sides of an NBA game.
That's right.
You got offense and you have defense, right? If you don't play, Gilbert Arenas didn't play defense. He didn't play defense. So of course Gilbert got nothing to say. He's like, I mean, you average 30.
So It's funny that you brought up Gilbert, right? I think he recently put out a tweet saying, just so you don't get my takes confused, he has Mike 1, Kobe 2, LeBron 3. But you can also go and listen to him saying that LeBron is number 1. And you can also have him listen to him saying how Kobe's number 1. So Gil is playing this, he's playing this independent media game, right? Because depending on who he's talking to and who he's with, he's got something different to say every time. So I say it to say you got to be careful when you listen to some of these cats because they're flat out disingenuous. One thing about us, we can say, whether we agree or disagree, we are consistent for the most part in our takes, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, get back to where you were going though.
No. Great point. One thing I'll give Gilbert Arenas, that man's a hardcore Kobe lover. Pause. Hardcore. I mean, the man's his fandom is what puts Kobe number 1 on his list or number 2, and the fandom is just I guess causes him self-confusion when he's having these conversations. But no,
you think that's what it is, huh?
but
role.
You say what?
I think he's playing the role. He knows what he's doing. Gotcha.
But no, so T-Mac, of course, has conversation. So T-Mac, great. Is he top? Yeah, he's top 75, right? T-Mac made the top 75 list. Did he? He did. I know he made the Hall of Fame.
He may have.
I think T-Mac made the All 75 list.
Let's find out. Go ahead.
Okay, so T-Mac made the All 75 list. When we know for sure Dwayne Wade made the top 75 list.
Yes.
Where is the NBA culture today when we have to somewhat diminish?
He didn't make it.
T-Mac didn't make it?
No, I just looked at. No, he didn't. Wow.
His injuries played that much of a role.
I guess so.
Also, he didn't win a freaking playoff series. That hurts.
Well, not till the very end when he was deep on the bench with the Spurs. But
as a leader, he's never won a playoff series. People bring that Spurs, like he did it with the Spurs. He didn't do shit. T-Mac was doing what I'm doing. He was sitting down. He was watching the game, right? So that don't count. No, I'm not going to count that. But no, Kobe as a leader has never won a playoff series, so I guess that plays a lot into it. But where's the NBA culture today, Bruce? When we have, I thought would have had 2 top 75 players, but 2 all-time greats, 2 Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
In the recent media, trying to either diminish or, in a sense, having, I'm gonna say, forgetfulness or revisionist history when it comes to Kobe Bean Bryant.
So that's such a good question, Transformer, because I feel like it's my feeling, for whatever odd reason, and you look at it, baseball is a sport that reveres its history. Yeah. The NFL, I wouldn't say reveres its history to the level of baseball, but has love for its history. Boxing has love for its history. I think the NHL has love for its history. Basketball seems to be the only one actively trying to denigrate its history, because I believe that it knows what it's done in terms of unfairly propping up its present. And in order to do that, what you have to do is tear down the past. And it's a bad look, right?
Yeah.
Steve. And I think it's a bad look. And I think to answer the question you ask, I think the NBA is not in a good place, because if it has to do this, that means it knows that it's got a deficiency somewhere.
Yeah. Or they're trying to keep the buzz because they know Big Daddy's coming.
I wasn't going to go there. So all right.
So for y'all know who Big Daddy is. Big Daddy is the NFL. For those who didn't know in the comments, like, who the hell is Big Daddy?
Right.
But the NFL is coming.
So it's funny that you brought that up, because and this really has been a great recent offseason, really from the time of the trade deadline during the season all the way up until now. There's been a lot of buzz around the NBA, and they needed that. They needed that badly. True. Now, they got hurt by a small market NBA finals. They would have loved to have the Knicks there, but they got hurt. Nino, I didn't mention that. But even though they have, it hasn't hurt the NFL's product. So thank you for your commentary. I was fully aware of that. I didn't bring it up, but they have, but it hasn't hurt the product.
Every other sport.
Everything by far.
Every sport. Yeah.
Right. But anyway, where was I? Yeah, so the Adam Silver was speaking to the fact that I think the NBA now has 8 straight different champions, right? Okay, that's cool. But parity doesn't work as well for the NBA. It's not part of the NBA model the way it is for the NFL. And in the NBA, we know they love star power, and we know they love dynasties, right? They love to see when the Lakers go on a run, win 3 titles in a row, right? Yep. That's great for the league. They love to see Golden State go on a run, win, 4 titles in 8 years, or the Spurs 5 championships in 20 years, or the Miami Heat, whether they're the villains or they're loved, 4 straight finals appearances, back-to-back championships.
Or when you have a combination of Golden State and 2 of the faces of the league battling it back and forth for 4 consecutive seasons.
Right. They want to see that. So I'm not sure why they're attempted to mimic the NFL the way they are, because it doesn't work that way for the NBA. But it just goes to show, to your point, NFL is Big Daddy, right? And what the NFL does and has success with, other leagues are like, man, we need to try that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Rob Dawson, yes, I prefer parity as well, as someone who loves competition in sports, but I also know that it does not work as well in terms of the end results and popularity in the NBA. It just doesn't. And I don't.
Correct.
It just doesn't,
Because you got to think, the NBA at the peak of its powers, what was happening? Who were the teams that were excelling at the top? Celtics, Lakers. Or if not, your face has to be, and I'm getting to that, your face has to carry a small market franchise. Chicago, 6 straight, not 6 straight, but 2 3-peats. Then again, you bring the Lakers into play. Those championship runs. Correct. Then guess what? You make the 2 titans of the NBA battle it out again. 2008, 2010. You make that happen. Then you bring in LeBron James, the Miami Heat, the duo, 2 faces of the league, making it to the finals. You bring in a Steph Curry, Golden State Warriors, 2 titans battling it out. It's so many times where you see the peak of basketball either has 1 or 2 of the things that they need. The best franchises, big market franchises, and or the best players. The faces of the league have to be in those finals. That's when the NBA is at its peak. Over the last 8 years, it hasn't been at its peak because you don't have those 2 aspects consistently in the finals back to back.
That's
I agree. I agree with that point. We prefer parity. Parity's fine. I like parity as well, but we're talking about the peak of the NBA. Trying to battle it out with Big Daddy, that's when the NBA is at its peak, when you have those two aspects in the game. Yeah.
Right. But getting back to Kobe, it's, remember when the Lakers won, I don't want to call it when the Lakers won their last championship, I don't want to be disrespectful, call it the bubble ring.
2020. We'll call it 2020.
Their last championship, right, the 2020 championship, and LeBron afterwards was, I want my damn respect too, right? We want our damn respect. It's interesting because when Kobe was winning chips, that wasn't ever anything that needed to be said. And I think that leads into some of the disrespect that we are seeing towards Kobe from some guys, because plain and simple, as long as Kobe is still around getting his due, it makes it harder for LeBron, because at the end of the day, those comparisons are still going to be there. Now, I know there's some people who say that there's no comparison between Kobe and LeBron, and that's fine if you feel that way. But at the end of the day, for most basketball fans, most basketball players put Kobe ahead of LeBron. A lot of basketball fans put Kobe ahead of LeBron. And so if the machine, which is still in full gear and full drive for LeBron, is trying to push LeBron and still push this narrative, even though, he's basically on the back 9, has a year or 2 left, having Kobe still hanging around is hurting that, right? It's like it's grinding the gears to a halt, right? It's like putting a crowbar in the fan, right? And now the fan stops going and the thing overheats and it stops working. And so at the end of the day, what you have to do is you have to somehow get Kobe out of there. So it's actually not a function of Kobe getting unduly elevated because he passed away, God bless the dead. It's a function of his shadow still looming so large. you have to try to find a way to remove it for the other guy that you want to elevate into that position. What do you think of my stance on that, Transformer?
That's a tough one. Okay. You would think that would be some part of it. Some could be blinded by the fact that LeBron really does respect, honor Kobe. As you know, they had a very, very close relationship prior to Kobe's unfortunate passing away. Kobe was, sign off on LeBron coming into LA and was literally trying to get LA to, hey, stop it. Our battles are over. I'm retired. Let's just support LeBron coming over here and to win some championships. But to your point, man, that's a good one. I could definitely see how that could play a part. Adam Silver would definitely want to get behind something like that. Because like I said, his big battle is Big Daddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
The battle is Big Daddy, right?
But why are you battling Big Daddy instead of just focusing on your own growth? Because you can't beat him. You can't beat him. No. So focus on doing what you do best and lean into that. That's why I've always said, I know you've heard me say it, and I'm sorry to interrupt, digressing real quick. I've always said the NBA needs to push and start their season at Christmas. So you're bumping up head to head against the NFL as little as possible.
Yeah, because that means
the season at Christmas.
Super Bowl is February.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you're just pushing it out to mid-July. Like, why start in October and you have the Super Bowl is February? Like you said, you have all those months losing real estate to the NFL. Why?
Yeah. And it gives us fans no grace period. I mean, I don't even call it grace period. Purgatory period. We don't have this purgatory moment from like now to freaking September. We don't have to be in purgatory. If y'all put it to where it starts in Christmas and it ends in July, August, guess what happens in August? Preseason for the NFL starts. September, the NFL's regular season starts. We're happy. Guys, we're happy. Damn them kids, Rob. Damn the kids. Damn the schools. Damn them kids. Okay. We are talking about, as fans of sports, we need this thing to be fluctuated. They grown men. These are grown men. Let them folks play from Christmas all the way to July.
Right.
Vote Bruce for president, man. God damn it. Get him in office. Somebody get Bruce in office, man.
I might ruin the economy and the geopolitics, but the sports schedule will be A-OK.
And America will be fine with it. Like, why, man? Bruce is always at the games. Like, he's making sure sports is at his peak.
Right? Doesn't he have something else he should be doing?
Like, don't you see all the men in the house are happy? When they go home, they're happy. They wake up happy. I made the happiness happen in America. Vote Bruce. What's the 2028 president of 2028?
Vote Bruce. Make sports great again.
Make sports great again.
Yeah, man.
Bruce Hope 2028. Chat, light up the chat, man. Vote Bruce 2028 president.
You're my vice president, man.
Hey, I'm there, but I'm running that thing, boy. I'm running that thing. Like, hey, Mr. President is not going to be able to make it to this game today, so I'm going to be filling in for him. I'm at the UFC fights. I'm overseas watching boxing. They be like, man, these presidents care. They care about the sanity of our families at home. The economy is at an all-time low, but the sports and the happiness in the homes is at an all-time high. It's record-breaking. Less therapists are losing their jobs because therapy is just not needed anymore.
Polls among American men 18 through 54 are through the roof for
through
president.
The
roof. That's classic. Oh my!
They're gonna change the NBA logo to the president salute.
The Format Podcast.
The Format Podcast. Presidential salute. I'm sorry, y'all. My bad. We ran off on a tangent. My bad. But no, seriously, man. Vote Bruce Hope 2028. All right.
Oh man.
But no, man. So to your point, man. Oh God, I'm trying to get back into my thoughts here.
Yes, Kobe, the Mamba.
The revisionist history of like we've been mentioning for Kobe Bryant. It's just it's just to a point to where it's disrespectful, it's rude, it's distasteful. One, not only because he passed, but it's disingenuous. Not like I said, not only because he passed, but all more so to it. We wasn't saying this stuff when he was alive. Because y'all know what the hell Kobe's gonna tell y'all. Y'all not saying this when Dwayne Wade wouldn't dare utter he thinks Pau Gasol should have won that NBA Finals.
Yeah, he wouldn't. Yeah, he wouldn't have said that.
He wouldn't have said that. T-Mac wouldn't dare say swap me with Kobe. Kobe will laugh. Kobe will be, bro, you couldn't play in the system. That's why. You were a one-on-one ISO player. Why you think Melo didn't win? Melo was a one-on-one ISO player. Melo didn't want to be in the system either. He was like, oh, we in New York? Okay. All right, cool. Chris Paul ain't coming? Cool. I'm going to just do what I want. Average 30, play no defense.
Right.
But you guys think that you guys could swap places with Kobe and forget that he was also a defensive assassin.
That's what I don't get.
When that happens,
it's
a problem.
And not just that. And you're absolutely right about him being a defensive assassin, but not just that. Like I mentioned earlier, his insistent on mastering the triangle. See, that's the thing that people forget about Kobe, right? It was his obsession with the minutia of being great, right? Like we watched earlier when we saw the B-roll, all the Kobe highlights, and we were
you can play it again while you're talking if you want to.
Let's do that. Yeah, absolutely. Can't watch that enough. No, but I mean, and we're watching, and it looks fancy, right? But it all comes from what? His mastery of the fundamentals, right? The pivot work, the footwork is crazy. And he talks about, when he went to work with Dream, how the whole first day they didn't even work with a ball. They were just working on the pivots and the moves and the movements over and over again. He also talks about when Phil first came and instituted the triangle, him and Tex, and they were going through it all without a basketball. Now, how many modern players do you think, how many superstar players are going to be good with that? But Kobe loved all the little detail work, which coincidentally is, why he had a detail, right? Why he had to show detail. But he loved the detail work, which led to the greatness. And that, is why that's something that you don't see in maybe some of the other guys who are more physically gifted than him, right? Than he was. And so,
folks are tear their ankles out of socket, boy.
My bad. I'm sorry. My bad. Seriously, I just got a little, man. When I see amazing moves like that, it always just kind of stops me. It's the same way when I see Magic passing, when I see Dream doing dream shakes. I mean, when I see certain dudes, it's always amazing. But the point I'm trying to make is, we can't assume that McGrady would have been in love with putting the work, the film study, the work of, the details of actually learning and mastering the triangle. And I think that is what puts Kobe so far above so many other guys. There's not a lot of guys that would put that part of it into it, which all contributes to the winning. It's not just, I'm a great offensive player too, so swap me with Kobe and we're going to win. No. But
you also want to talk about the work ethic in practice, the work ethic in the weight room, the body, the way Kobe's body was a temple, the way he would work hard in training by himself. T-Mac, on the other hand, didn't have that same gene.
Great point.
It's a different mentality. It's a different mindset that you have to have off the court in the weight room. It starts there, T-Mac. Where was you most of the Houston years when you had these so-called, chances at winning? Because I promise you can give Kobe a prime Ron Artest, Shane Battier, and Yao Ming and those boys, and let's see what happens.
I think you have a different result. I do.
You're going to have a different result if you have all of those guys. But now, to the fairness, you were hurt. But why? Why were you hurt?
Take care of your body the way you should.
Kobe did that.
Yeah.
20 years he played.
So let me keep this simple, and I'll refer this to myself, who obviously is nowhere near a professional athlete, right? So I'm trying to transform right now. Right. I'm trying to transform right now. And I can speak to the fact that since I started losing weight, like my back issues have subsided greatly. I'm still not where I want to be. But I say it to say that when you take care of your body, and this is me referring to T-Mac, when you take care of your body, you can do what you want to do a lot longer. It makes me wish like I should, have started on this journey a lot longer ago, right? Maybe I could have still been hooping. Who knows? I ain't even want to try it now. but
I'm in shape, but I ain't trying it.
Right. But the point I'm trying to make is we can't just assume like McGrady says, oh, just put me in it. No, that's not going to work because you would have broken down too, right? And so all of everything that Kobe has been able to do is because of his obsession with every part of greatness. And we can see T-Mac did not have that. But the other problem is if you're Stephen A sitting there, I'm sure he was thinking everything we're saying, but he couldn't have gone ahead on the show, on air in front of all these people and just put T-Mac up. Like he can't do that.
Oh, boy, I would have.
So I get it. But I know you to cook them. I know you to
first team all defense. When was you first team all defense? Where was you when the playoffs happened? Right. What you mean? You could just we can't just put you at the peak of your scoring in there.
Right.
What was your defense? What the other aspects? Go ahead.
Right. No, I was responding to Nino. He says that's not fair. Some people's body is just built different. Yes, and that's true. But here's another example, right? Charles Barkley, I think we can say without question was a far greater athlete than the mailman, right? Karl Malone. Can we say that? Far greater athlete. We saw his dude jumping out the gym.
He can jump out the gym.
Floor, booming on people, right? But guess what? He got hurt a lot. Why? Because he didn't put in that body work that Karl Malone put into, right? Karl Malone chiseled his body into a machine and got hurt. What did it take? 17 years, 18 years for him to get a major injury? His first
second to last year
was when he was with the Lakers.
Yeah.
So and that's what I say when I say like when guys really take care of their bodies, and again, pro athletes, of course, we're talking about here, you see the difference. And that's why Kobe broke down at the end, but that's why he was part of the reason he was able to do all the things he was able to do for so long. That's
very true, man. That's very true. So many aspects, man, like I said, of the game that until you turn the film back on, like Bruce put on here twice already, you forget.
Watch it again, damn it.
You forget. People forget. Like, come on, man. You forget. And it's okay. But that's why we have YouTube.
Right.
That's why we have tape. We have film. Go back and watch it, man. Literally go back and watch it.
Don't want to. That's what I think. A lot of people don't want, because people say things all the time. You've seen some of my crazy comments, right? Yeah. People say things, and I'm always thinking like, yo, one, did you listen to the entire thing that we discussed? And correct. Two, you're saying things. Did you go and do your research? Like, not that hard. You have more information available to you than anyone who ever lived in a previous generation. Not that hard.
You got ChatGPT now.
Thank you.
They'll get it for you.
Right. For you. And give you the sources. Right. Come on, man.
Yeah, YouTube Sports says, Yahoo Sport, Yahoo, I can't even get the damn name out. Yahoo Sports says this, right? Pau Gasol said this, right? It actually quotes you on that. But, oh my gosh. We talked about NBA culture. We talked about, I'm sorry, I lost train of thought looking at Kobe Bryant's stat line here. It's just ridiculous. The back-to-back 50-point games is just utterly disrespectful coming off of a down point in time in the man's life. It's just disrespectful. Like, why? Why are you doing this? But all in all, y'all know my love for Kobe. If you don't know my love for Kobe, man, just look to my right here. You will see that the book of Bamba is right there. Mamba mentality. But this has to stop. Hopefully nobody else comes out. Hopefully we have more legends. If you watch the and I'm gonna shout out this podcast if I can freaking remember it, All the Smoke. The Smoke. Matt Barnes shut all that shit down.
Didn't he though?
Shut all of it down. What are we talking about? And he talks about how there are agendas, and he admitted like there are agendas on major media networks.
He knows
and what they want to do and what they want to talk about and what they want to push. He was like, but one thing they not going to do is try to tarnish or diminish Kobe's legacy. Like he wasn't that. He was all of that, a bag of chips, a soda, and a piece of candy on the side. He was all of that.
Right.
You can't be You can't not be at that level by getting multiple in two categories, like in both categories, first team all NBA, first team all defense. That's tough.
Agreed.
That tough for multiple years in a row, man. So Bruce, anything on your closing segment before we open up the phone lines? I definitely want y'all to chime in on this.
Yeah, I think
I definitely want to hear
all of it, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear what the what the viewers have to say.
Absolutely.
I think we've covered everything we can.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get it, man. Let's get it. And I don't know why you keep having me talking about these Lakers like this, man. I don't like it. I'm just saying.
What?
I don't like it.
We started with the truth. See?
Are we supposed to start with the truth?
And with lies. We're going to end with lies.
What's up, Bruce? What's going on, man?
Yeah, what's going on, man? How y'all feeling today?
Maintaining, brother. How about you?
You're a big guy.
All right. How you feeling, Transformer?
Feeling good, brother. How about yourself, man?
All right. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I never was a Kobe guy. I always thought he was a fake Jordan, truthfully. God rest his soul, though. Great scorer, great player, but he was a fake Jordan to me. I mean,
well, who better to try and emulate than the best who ever did it, though, right?
Nah. You ain't no original. You ain't original like the Alpha and Omega.
Okay.
He's not.
Okay.
And that is Shaq left. The Lakers was absolutely irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
The what?
To get Paul Gasol, Ron Artest. Yeah, they could bring them back. Trevor Ariza, Amar Odom. He couldn't carry no team on his own at Shaq left.
So just to verify, you're saying Kobe needed a lot of help? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's not helping the LeBron argument, bro.
Yes.
That's not helping LeBron because LeBron couldn't do it on his own either.
The finals at the Shaq, they reached the finals for like 5-6 years after that.
Yeah, you try to reach the finals with Smush Parker. Try it.
But what Bron do? He took goddamn old Wally Zerbiak to the goddamn finals. I don't mean to bring Bron into a Kobe subject.
Of course you do. Of course you do. Of course you do.
That's why I say Bron is. I take Bron on this. I don't mean to be Bron. I am not putting Bron in the middle of it. Well, Tracy McGrady was tripping though. I don't know. Tracy McGrady is, but I understand Tracy McGrady was sentiment. If Tracy McGrady had Shaq, yes, he would have won some rings. A prime Shaq, yeah.
No, he would have. No, he wouldn't have.
How, Bruce? How? You can't just take his scoring and put him there and think it's gonna work, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Tracy McGrady, if anybody had prime Shaq, shit, even D-Wade won one with a half prime Shaq. If anybody had prime Shaq and you was scoring over 25 points a game,
D-Wade played defense.
Bruce want to argue, and he didn't listen to anything.
I think he was first team all defense that year.
He was,
or if not second team.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Truthfully, though, was Kobe really a lockdown defender? I mean, he actually locked people up. I'm trying to figure out.
Yes.
I just seen what was bust Kobe ass a whole bunch of times.
Okay.
Bron used to whoop on him all the time. I mean, if you want to go look at the hand-to-hand record.
Oh my God. What? Okay. I see what he's doing. I see what he's doing. Go ahead, handle this transform.
Okay. No, all right.
Listen. You're gonna find film on everybody getting their ass bust once or twice. Every great, you're gonna find a highlight or a couple of games or a couple of plays where they got crossed over, shot on, dunked on. That's going to happen regardless. But if you tell me 9 times out of 10, this player made my life difficult, that's what we're talking about when we're talking about defense. T-Mac never made nobody's life difficult. He never made nobody's life difficult. Kobe made lives difficult. Dwayne Wade made lives difficult. That helps Shaq. You need defense in those systems, bro.
T-Mac ain't never made lives difficult in his prime, bro.
Not on defense. In offense, yes. He was an offensive juggernaut. T-Mac didn't play defense, bro.
So, just like when Gil gave Kobe 63, like it wasn't nothing, but I ain't even gonna get into all that stuff. Kobe, I'm not a Kobe guy. I never was. I like him. I respect him. I'm sorry. I actually cried when he passed away. I'm not saying it's not personal. I always thought that he just like he's a copycat. Understand what I'm saying? God rest his soul, though.
Right,
Great player.
but again, who better to emulate than the imitation is the highest form of flattery? Who better to emulate than the greatest who ever did it? Explain that.
But Kobe could rise his team up when they didn't have no super team, bro.
What
He
super?
couldn't take no group of 4 guys, no name guys to the finals like Bron did.
Oh my. Okay.
Was that 2006?
I'm just saying, yo, he didn't.
Okay.
He didn't dominate the West.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Duncan was whooping that ass for years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What did Tim do to LeBron?
Tony Parker.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What did Tim do to LeBron?
I hear you.
What did Tim do to LeBron?
Because Kobe never put a team on his back like LeBron did. Never. What team Kobe put on his back? All the teams Kobe won when one race, he had Hall of Famers on his team. Just like Bron. Y'all talk about Bron. But when you get Paul Gasol, Ron Artest, that don't mean nothing. A prime Lamar Odom, that don't mean anything. A young defensive stud in Trevor Ariza.
I'm confused.
So what's happening here, Transformer? What's happening here is Bruce is trying to make a false equivalency. He's trying to compare Meta World Peace and Pau Gasol and Lamar Odom to Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh and Ray Allen. That's what he's trying to do.
I'm trying to figure that out.
You know what he's doing. Come
LeBron
on.
didn't win until he got superstars, bro.
Superstars.
All right, man. Hey, you know I had to call fuck with y'all, man. You know I had to bring the call me this morning.
That's what I ain't gonna let him push the button this time, man. I see what he was doing, man. He ain't get me.
He was about to push pause. He was about to push mine. I'm like, yo, what is he on? What do you mean? This ain't helping LeBron's conversation, bro. It's not helping it.
Hey, man, I'm gonna keep listening, man. I love y'all boys, man. Have a good day, man.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you for the call. All right.
We got a dude named Troll in the chat
from Kentucky. Who's this?
What's going on? This is Jay.
Jay, what's going on? First time calling?
Yeah, it's my first time calling.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Y'all got Kobe, and y'all caught my attention.
Okay.
Made me a fan for life.
Hey, we appreciate that, man. I see. Damn it. Why can't get more Celtics fans calling, man? No, I appreciate the call, Jay. Talk to us, man.
I do like players on the Celtics, and I don't have that love-hate like, certain fans, because I'm not from L.A.
Okay.
So I don't have that love-hate for the Celtics.
You don't have to be from LA, man. If you're a Lakers fan, you know what it is.
Yeah, we all over the building.
Yes, sir.
The world. I said building.
Yeah. But man, I was listening to the other guy come in and kept on trying to push LeBron into the mix. We talking about Kobe. And I'm wondering, like, why these guys just don't go back and look at the film?
Go back and look at it.
What's the characteristics of being a sidekick? Because sidekicks don't go on 9-game 40-point win streak.
Thank you. No,
sidekicks
you're 100%
don't
right.
go. Sidekicks don't get called in the office and tell him calm it down a little bit because Shaq is getting mad.
Mm-hmm. To your point, also sidekicks don't literally carry their team through the Western Conference playoffs so that Shaq can do what he does in the finals, and that happened too. So.
Sidekicks don't tell the person who's supposed to be leading the team, you want the ball, get it off the glass.
Tell him, Transformer.
Get it off the glass. Like, what you mean?
He so did tell him to get it off the glass.
Get it off the glass, big fella.
Get it. Like, LeBron is a walking propaganda. That's all he is. Ever since Kobe had caught that case, because I'm 45 years old, and I watched Jordan play. I was a Jordan fan. And when Jordan retired the second time, I was like, man,
what are we going to do?
Who am I going to root for?
Right.
I was a kid when I started watching basketball, and Jordan was the one that caught my eye.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there was other players, but Jordan was the one that was doing, put like this, all the other players was playing like double dribble. The players on double dribble. Then Jordan comes and Jordan starts playing like the players on live. A little more mobile, a little more flashy, and really doing it. You had certain players like Magic Johnson and Dr. J that stood out, but Jordan was the one that did it over and over, where he got 7 hours of just highlights. So when they said that a player coming in that's going to play like Jordan, I was like, oh, so I got somebody I can root for. So when I seen him, this what made me jealous, though. He took Brandy to the prom.
He did take a prom, Brandy.
I had a chance with Brandy. And I said, oh, she like take to the prom. So, I started feeling his swag after that. But when he got on the court, like, people try to disregard that Kobe had to deal with politics when he came. He paved the way for all these straight out of high school players because LeBron wouldn't have started if he would have came in the year Kobe came in.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't have started that because it was a big man's league, and they would have never let LeBron dribble that ball. They would have never let LeBron dribble that ball because the coaches was too stuck in their ways.
Yeah.
They weren't willing to switch over and let the game evolve. And that's what Kobe had to deal with those last couple of years.
Agreed.
Because Shaq probably would have won a championship before then. And then people don't realize Karl Malone was handling Shaq. He was handling Shaq. Those times Utah beat him and had to go play Jordan in the finals.
That's right.
Karl Malone was handling them. Like, people, they get out here, they get to talking and like, what you think we ain't gonna go back and look? Like, a lot of LeBron fans and these young players, they won't go back and look at it. But I would go. I watch highlights all day. I watch documentaries all day. That's what I do when I'm off. And I'm just like, man, they just sitting out here throwing out these stuff, trying to disregard the man. This man played defense. He got a winning record against everybody every star that he played with, except LeBron, and still got a reason for that because before LeBron went to Miami, it was 5-8. It became 16-6 once he went to Miami, and then started teaming up against all these other superstars.
That's a great point. Okay, that's a great point. Okay.
And it's really embarrassing, for real. It's really embarrassing that they keep on wanting to say that Kobe didn't drag a team to the championship with the team he had and keep on saying LeBron drug a team. But LeBron had a squad. Yeah. When he took the chair, he had Larry Hughes, and Larry Hughes was at Washington. Him and Gibberino was going back and forth. Who leading score of the game?
Jay, you out here dropping too much knowledge, man. You destroying narratives, man. You can't be doing that. What you doing, man? What you doing, Jay?
Man, I got a lot of stuff I've been wanting to get out. I be on break and I'll be looking at because I got all Kobe stuff on my social media.
Gotcha.
So you know how the algorithm is. They're gonna show me all Kobe stuff and all Kobe shit.
Yeah. Well, it's true, man.
And
so listen, share this out with your Kobe friends, man. Share this out. They're gonna love it.
Oh, of course. I want to share it to my LeBron fans.
No doubt.
That's who needs to know. I want to talk to Gibberino. This so-called I love Kobe. How you love Kobe and all you see is the negative and the bad part of Kobe. Yeah. I'm a Kobe fan. I don't care what, I'm a fan. Any fan that I'm a fan of, like anything that I like, I don't see the bad part.
Well,
I don't see the bad part.
I think you got to be objective, but you also can't be so like Gil is real interesting because he talks down on Kobe a lot. But again, Gil is playing the role. We know what he's doing. And also we got to remember he's cool with Bron, right? He's not in the inner circle, but he's down with him. He used to train Bronny when Bronny was in high school and whatnot. So we kind of we know what it is. He can't go too far. He has to play the role.
Right. I do say he has to play the role far as LeBron, but he don't have to talk like that about Kobe.
Well,
he don't. See, that feeling came back when he played Kobe and he scored at 60 and he talked about, I'm the mongoose. I'm the mongoose.
Right.
That's what they said. He said at the end. That goes where his feelings was, how he really truly felt. He was jealous of Kobe, that he didn't have the career Kobe had. And I bet you that eats him up now because they always look at Gil as the underdog from college on up.
Mm-hmm.
He was always the underdog, and he had to fight to get where he was. But once he got where he was, he got too cocky, and he didn't stick to the script.
Right.
Work hard and get he wants to them bring guns into the locker room. He want to bet. He want to do all this old dumb stuff, and really, he could have made it back from there, but he didn't make it back, and that's nobody's fault for him, because once he left Washington, where did you remember where he went at? I mean, I know he went to Golden State, but
Orlando, right? I think he was in Golden State first. I think he went to Orlando after Washington.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, nobody knew it. He didn't do nothing after that.
Yeah,
got that money and was like, I'm good.
Yeah. But listen, Jay, man,
$20 million
so much for the call. I appreciate you, man. Save this number and make sure you like and subscribe, and make sure you turn on your notifications, man.
I got y'all, and I appreciate y'all answer the phone for me. Y'all, this won't be the last.
No doubt, brother.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate the love, bro.
All right, keep doing what y'all doing. And look, go check out my channel on TikTok, JK4121.
All right, man, write that down, Transformer. JK4121. I'll check you out, brother. Thank you.
All
right. Nino, call right back. Sorry, we just missed you, man. Call right back.
JR.
That's a good call. That's a good call.
Yes, sir. Shout out Kentucky, man.
Yeah. Young Disciple, what's good, brother?
Hey, what's up, man?
What's going on, brother?
What's cracking lagging?
Hey, man, y'all gotta stop these boys, man, when they be coming up, when they be on here capping, man.
What you got, man? Talk to me.
Dwayne Wade?
That last dude was all cap, man. He think it was all cap, bro.
Okay.
I really don't like having these type of conversations, bro. Hey, rest in peace to Kobe, man. Rest in peace to Gigi, man. Like, and everybody that was on that helicopter that day, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I hate having these conversations. Like it was much more fulfilling, you know, like having these conversations when he was here than right now. You get what I'm saying? So I just want to say that, like, because I know how stuff could come out, and I do respect the dead. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to like sound insensitive and shit and stuff like that. But as far as I mean, I agree with Bruce about the he like what I'm saying is that he's never had the like he's never drug a team like further than what they were supposed to go. That's what I mean. I mean, if that's what Bruce mean by putting a team on his back, like I just don't think he is. I don't think it's possible for him to have the impact that LeBron has. Like him being a copycat or him being a carbon copy of MJ. I mean, like to me it hurts him. Like because I mean that's the shadow he gonna always be in. I mean, as long as you get what I'm saying. Like,
no, I do get what you're saying. I'll just keep it simple. Like I said, to me, I don't know that. Like if I was Bruce, I hear you in Transformers say. I hear y'all say, what better person to pattern your like to mimic, and I do kind of agree with it.
Okay,
but
would you say that Jordan like mimicked David Thompson?
He said he took some from him, but I think Jordan was just such a singular player.
But
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and that's my point right there, Bruce. He took something from it, but he made it his own. Like, you get what I'm saying?
I think Kobe tried to do that, though, because he always we always talk about him mimicking
Well, he did a horrible job, bro.
I'm
just saying I'm making it his own.
Okay,
mimicking Jordan. He did a great job with that.
I got you. Hold on one second, Transformer. I got you. Transformer, hold on real quick. So I'll say that I think that he did take things and make it his own because he added stuff on top of what he got from Jordan. And then besides that, we always talk about him mimicking Jordan, which obviously he did. But if you like do the research on him, and I know you did, you're a basketball guy, you're a Laker guy. We know that he called James Worthy and told him, come to the gym, show me this move that you did like in the playoffs in 80, whatever, right? We know that he went to see Dream. We know that he reached out to a bunch of different guys to add different things to his game. So that's the only place I'll push back. Transformer, go ahead, brother.
Go ahead, Transformer. Because I ain't done. I ain't done about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I ain't done.
And I'm gonna let you finish. But this is where
go ahead.
This is where I understand what Bruce and everybody be talking about. Because somehow
about what?
This is a Kobe conversation, and you're trying so hard to twerk for fucking LeBron. And I like LeBron. But bro, be realistic. Be realistic. I'll let you talk, bro. I'll let you talk. Be realistic, bro. You're talking about, bro. I'll let you talk, bro. Hush. So we forget the Eastern Conference. We used to call that the weakest conference.
The Leastern Conference.
The Leastern Conference. We forget that. We forget also. We talked about the Spurs, the Suns, and all the juggernauts that were holding it down in the West. LeBron's Cavaliers is not making it out of there. Why? Because he would have to battle that said Spurs team. And he wouldn't have made it to the finals. So let's also remember he was also in the Eastern Conference. It's great that he made it to the finals. But again, we counting the make it, or did he win? Because Kobe at least made the playoffs. If we want to count that stuff.
Is that how you? I'm saying, is that how you think right there? So what you just said,
it's fact.
Come on, bro. No.
Was it not called the Eastern Conference?
No,
was it not called the Eastern Conference?
Man, bro, them narratives, bro.
It wasn't narrative. Was it not called the Eastern Conference?
Bro, was it called the Eastern Conference, bro? When Detroit beat the Lakers?
Yes.
Was it called the Eastern Conference, nigga? When the Heat beat Dallas?
Yes, the West has been
maybe the top five, top 4 teams.
Bro, when y'all say, listen, bro, when y'all say the West has been dominant, nigga, I get what y'all saying. I understand what y'all saying. But what I'm saying is that the makeup of a conference, man, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing, bro. I mean, if they got something to do with y'all, I mean, God bless you. But what I'm saying is, when y'all say stuff like LeBron in the West wouldn't have made it out. See, that's what I'm saying. That's where y'all let me know, bro. The level y'all sticking on. First of all, what team are we putting LeBron on in the West? Because that's what I'm saying. Stop trying to put LeBron on Cleveland in the West. No, y'all want to make the situation and the comparison fair. Put them on a Western Conference team. So now, what Western Conference team are we putting LeBron on? No, and then we can have a conversation.
The Wizards. He ain't making it, bro. Because you gotta pick a bad team.
That's not a Western Conference team. Transformer. I need you to catch up, bro.
Not the Wizards.
Put them on a Western Conference team, bro.
God damn it, you're right. I'm thinking about the wrong team.
You talking about the Clippers?
Clippers is one, but that's not it.
Bro, y'all could have given the Clippers. I would have worked with that. But this is what I'm saying. I'm saying that the same stuff that y'all the same excuse. I mean, and I'm gonna say excuses because y'all don't give LeBron that out in 2009 in 2010. Y'all say he won 66 games, nigga. He was supposed to do blase blase. That's what y'all say. So y'all hold on, bro.
No, I just want to say, yo, chill with the N-word, bro. Come on.
Oh, but I said it a lot. Yeah. I've been trying to say, bro. Okay.
Right,
So now y'all trying to give a pass to Kobe when Kobe was in the league longer than LeBron at that time. Like all type of things, bro. Him having a depleted roster is no excuse for him losing a 3-1 lead. So if LeBron loses a 3-1 lead, y'all wouldn't care about nothing. So that's what formulates my feelings towards I'm saying Kobe and the things that y'all say. That depleted roster that y'all want to make excuses for and say that that's the reason, or you want to throw Smush Parker out there and all that. y'all don't forget the reason why his roster was depleted. His roster was depleted is because he let outside noise pump him up to think he didn't need Shaq. Whether he was right or wrong, or he was proven right or wrong at the end, that's neither here nor there. At the end of the day, we all know that Kobe had a moment where it was self over team. Now let me say one more thing.
LeBron had the moment.
I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna give y'all one more thing. Then I'm gonna let y'all go because y'all say these things and it just killed me. Hey, Bruce and Transformer. Who if I ask y'all who is the better playoff scorers, Kobe or LeBron? Give me your answer.
LeBron. If you're just flat out looking at the numbers.
Man, I'm saying playoff score. No, bro, we seen them play. We're not talking. We're just talking about numbers. I'm saying if I ask y'all who's a better playoff performer as far as scoring goes, out of Kobe and LeBron, what would y'all say?
Kobe. If we're not just looking at just strictly numbers, I'll go Kobe.
So what would you go, Transformer?
That's an obvious answer. I don't even think why I got to say it.
You going Kobe, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you're not talking stats. You're talking about scoring.
Right.
Bro, wait. When y'all say we're not talking stats, bro.
That's what you said.
We just asked you if it's numbers, and you said no. That's why.
But bro, how we going? Then then tell me this, bro. What the hell are we gonna go off of?
Well,
you gave us the directions, bro. We followed.
Right.
I'm just saying scorer, bro. If y'all want to say production or however y'all like, I'm just saying, bro. Scoring is scoring, bro. So if somebody asked y'all who was a better playoff scorer out of Kobe and LeBron, like what would be your answer?
No, I'm gonna say Kobe, but here's the problem.
Here go the caveat.
No,
go to caveat. Bro, I'm saying, bro, we not predicting nothing. Bruce and Transformer. I don't know, bro. I'm saying we're not predicting nothing, bro. We going off of what has already happened, big bro.
Yes, understood.
So okay. So us going off of what has already happened, who would y'all say is a better playoff scorer, LeBron or Kobe?
Who had the biggest meltdown?
Kobe.
So come on, Transformer.
Who had the biggest meltdown?
I'm not trying to argue, Transformer. I'm just trying to land the plane, bro.
Disciple,
y'all not gonna let me land my plane?
No.
Y'all not gonna let me land my plane.
No,
Is that what y'all gonna do?
I understand what you're saying, right? If you go,
no, you don't.
Hold on, bro.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
If you go in strictly stats, I get your argument, right? The stats are what they are. But here's the other problem.
Come on now.
You're not taking context into this thing.
What's the context? What's the context, bro?
What system LeBron had to play in? He always got to be the man and have the ball in his hands and do what he wanted to do, right?
What system did Kobe have to play in?
The triangle. What?
What we talking about? So what we talking about, bro? Like I'm saying they systems are their systems. So bro, we talking about scoring right now. It's pretty telling that y'all don't want to just answer the question, bro. And
we are answering the question, but you keep moving the post around.
Definitely moving.
Bro, I haven't moved nothing. I haven't even said nothing yet, bro. I asked y'all a question. Okay, so y'all saying Kobe is a better playoff scorer than LeBron, right? And y'all not going off of any numbers. Y'all just going off of what? Y'all eye test?
The ability to score.
Well, we did ask you.
Okay, the ability,
and you said no. We did ask.
Okay, So tell me this: who, if I asked you who has more 30-point games in the playoffs, Kobe or LeBron? What would you say?
I would say LeBron.
It's gonna be LeBron.
Okay. Kobe has 86. LeBron has 123. Okay.
Bravo.
Stop. Let's go past that. Now we talking about scoring, bro. Scoring. I'm saying this is Kobe Bryant's strength. You say LeBron's strength. This is Kobe's strength. But park there. If I ask y'all who has the most 40-point games, what would y'all say?
It's probably gonna be LeBron.
30 to 13.
By the way,
we're just counting scoring.
LeBron has also played what 70 something more playoff games than Kobe, so that can play a role.
70 something playoff games more than Kobe. I'm saying Kobe played 20 years, bro. LeBron played 22. Like what we talking about, bro?
LeBron has 292 career playoff games. Kobe has what 220. So that's not going to make a difference in the numbers. I'm not saying it's all the difference.
Not really,
but
bro.
You got it,
bro.
Listen.
Tell me this, bro. Tell me this, bro. How many playoff games has Kobe played? 220.
220.
But listen to it. All right, listen to it from my side, Bruce. I'm saying that he got 9 40-point games, bro, in 220. Like, I mean, we can deduce what we deduce out of that, bro.
Okay.
Like I'm just saying, I'm just like that. I mean, that's all I'm saying, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So and like the little help thing that y'all like to say, like I got another question for y'all. Then I'm gonna let y'all go and let y'all enjoy the rest of y'all show, bro. Like playoff wins without a teammate being an all-star, all NBA, or all defensive team selection.
Mm-hmm.
Like who out of LeBron, Kobe, and Mike? Like who would y'all think has the most wins in that scenario? I'm just bro. I'm
talking playoffs or regular season.
Bro, I ain't never ever talking regular season in my life. You ain't gonna never hear me talk regular season Transformer.
Okay, which player won? No. I'm saying nobody won.
Wins. What you mean nobody won?
Nobody won shit without it. So what's the purpose of that? Do y'all care about wins or just regular wins?
Bro, that ain't true. Bro, that ain't true, bro. Transform, you gotta slow down, bro. That ain't true.
What title did LeBron win?
What do you mean? LeBron didn't won without an all NBA, all defensive team. And I'm saying, bro, this is bro. But LeBron has won without a top 75 player and everything, just the same way Kobe has won without a top 75 player. But I'm just saying wins, bro. I'm just saying wins, bro. I'm saying playoff wins without a teammate being an all-star, all NBA, or all defensive team, bro.
Kyrie's not top 75. That's why.
Yeah,
he's not top 75. So yeah. Listen, young disciple, man, we gotta let you go, man. We appreciate the passion as always and great call.
Was I quiet and calm this time, bro?
Yeah, you was a lot better, man. I appreciate that.
And the N-word got slowed down, bro. We like
it. Man. Definitely appreciate
it. I'm trying to improve. I'm trying to improve, man. I'm trying to get more on y'all speed, man. I'm trying to quiet myself down, bro. I appreciate that.
Appreciate your support, though, man. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Hey, I appreciate that. Hey, bro. Hey, Transformer.
What's up, baby?
Bro, you challenged me today, bro. So I gotta get you, bro. I gotta get you. It's coming soon, bro. Coming soon, bro.
All right,
Hold on.
Nino, call back, man. I see you. Call back, man. No, so interesting point though with that 40-point thing. So Kobe played 15 playoff seasons, right? And Kobe played 15 playoff seasons. Transformer. More than half of those he had Shaq. So it makes it a little tougher to get those 40-point games, right? Would you agree? I'm not saying
it makes it tougher based on the style of play. When Jordan was leading the league and scoring all them years, it slowed down for him when he got in the triangle. Because you're not going to have the ball. We're not going to jack up a lot of shots.
Yes.
Kobe started in that system.
Yes.
Right. So he never, when he had to, he did. Right.
Right.
LeBron's system is different. He brings the ball up. He's going to have the ball 90% of the time. So it's more like that's more of not like that's LeBron's system. Like it's a system, but it's his system. Because everything flows through him. So it's a little different.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Nino, what's good, man?
Man, I would like to address the topic at hand.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Listen, from now on,
yes,
Kobe, Bron, MJ, top 3. I'm gonna be. I don't care how you put it. I don't know how. I don't know. I don't know how. Every call turns into LeBron. Kobe did that.
They started it today. We didn't do it. They started it.
Y'all didn't do it. Usually transform. See, when they talk about Bron, usually he the call. Hey, we don't do it, Bruce.
Right.
You had to tell him today. I do. I see Transformer look up. I said, uh-oh.
Right.
Man, but listen, fellas, we too hard on the Mac, man. Because y'all basically, y'all last conversation with you and Young, y'all basically said all T-Mac was saying. Basically, the root of it, which y'all got y'all opinions on the defense, which is good. It's basketball talk. The root of the conversation was ring culture. Let's go back to the root. Like, Transformers usually good at the root, but I know how when they bring up COVID. I understand. The root was ring culture. The fact that AI and guys, you might say Charles Barkley, these guys can't be in certain rooms with other guys that got rings. T-Mac's point was rings are a team accomplishment.
Yes.
And I'm going to be first. In my honest opinion, I could have played on 01 Lakers. And we talk about Shaq and Kobe. Yes, we do. And I understand exactly what y'all saying. Shaq was, AI was my favorite player, Transformer. Don't hold this against me.
No.
So I'm going Shaq number one player on the court. I'm going AI too. I know AI wasn't better than Kobe now looking back. But you gotta know, you gotta understand. You gotta understand that.
Hey, he came off on fire though. He came off the series on fire.
Yeah, the number 3 player was obviously Kobe. Okay, them two. Now let's go deeper. If you give me in that system, you give me coach Larry Brown, Phil Jackson. I gotta go Phil. Larry Brown was a good coach. Let's go Derek Fisher and Eric Snow. Give me Derek Fisher. If Derek Fisher gonna hit him a big shot. Eric Snow. So if you put T-Mac on that one, now he didn't say Transformer. He didn't say he could win 5 like Kobe. If I mistake he said that, he damn fool. I mean, he'll fool. Because now the first 3, the last 2002 championship, right? Kobe was turning into that what we knew he was. But Shaq was still Shaq now in 2002, 2003. So Shaq is getting a little bit disrespected because Shaq was, listen, do y'all know what I'm trying to say here? I don't know what Dream did to Shaq and all that, but Dream was gone. Wasn't nobody in the league. Shaq was making people look like little kids, little boys.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. That's a fact. No question.
So what T-Mac was saying, he wasn't saying he was better than Kobe. I don't believe he said that. Well, maybe if you put him on one of those teams, which the Lakers had a good overall team, like when they played the Pistons.
Nino,
yeah,
that wasn't happening, bro. That wasn't happening.
Huh? If you put T-Mac on there with Shaq and one versus AI, man, they sweeping them.
No, man, because McGrady, like we said, McGrady didn't defend, and I'm not going to speak for Transform. I don't believe he was a fit for the triangle.
Listen, Bruce, I'm gonna give you a story. Look, now see, you can't talk to just no LeBron fan.
No, I know that.
Kobe and T-Mac, Kobe wasn't lying. Kobe and T-Mac used to work out together.
Yes.
Kobe has always said him and T-Mac worked on all the same moves. They had all the same moves. They could do whatever. Now, defense, you might got something over it. Defensively, T-Mac could do the same thing Kobe did in the younger days. Now, follow me. One more time, my guy. I'm trying to get to my 5 minutes because I got to go to a different level of Kobe. Now, then we talking T-Mac. We talking young T-Mac, scoring Kobe. And against 01 76ers, say they make it to the final. This is my favorite player now, bro. If you talk about Bron having nobody to throw the ball to. I had nobody to throw the ball to that was gonna create no shot. You didn't have to play no over defense. And everybody know if you drive, Shaq putting you on the ground. I could have been out there and won that championship.
No, man.
Let alone having the second best player in the league. I
just don't see it. Look, I respect that that's how you see it, but I can't agree with that. And we broke that down, earlier in the show why we think that wouldn't be the case.
And my other point, my other point about that is that I'll say that we're putting T-Mac in the finals already when he still has to go through the Western Conference.
I did.
Right.
Okay, now Transformer talking. So now you got me. Now, but everybody goes straight to the finals all the time.
Well, no,
now,
we always.
What you finna say?
You've heard me say multiple times, Nino, that everyone talks about what Shaq did in the finals, but he doesn't get there without what Kobe was doing in the Western Conference playoffs. That's the big thing. Nobody even brings that up. But all you have to do is go back and look at how Kobe was killing in the Western Conference playoffs through all them playoff runs.
You see, I'm not gonna argue that. I'm just saying what people go straight to the finals.
Okay, I got you.
I'm saying what people always go. We a fast place now, Bruce. So what Transformer just said, I cannot deny. Kobe was looking like number one out there, but Shaq was still number two in the league. Now we get past that. Maybe T-Mac win, maybe he don't. Now when people get to disrespect it, even my boy Young, I'm with you on this, bro. Kobe didn't drag the team to the finals. Nah, that damn 2010, 2011, yes, they was the best team overall. But they wasn't just no joker. Now, you take Kobe off that team. If you take Kobe off that team now, listen, there's no finals. You take Kobe off that team, they might not make the playoffs, in my opinion. So he led that team to back-to-back finals. And my last point, Transformer, this is what D-Wade was saying. I know he pissed you off.
He did.
This is what we were saying in real time. I'm gonna ask you a question. You're a Lakers fan, Bruce. Yep. Was Kobe the reason that they lost the finals in 08?
No.
Was Kobe the reason why they lost the finals in 08?
Yes.
No.
Who was the reason?
Nobody. The Celtics were just better that year. Honestly, I'm not saying that as a fan. They were just better that year, just like the Lakers were better in 2010. It just goes
the main reason. Do y'all remember the topic?
Paul Gasol was the main reason.
And he got
Paul.
That's true.
He got what?
He got killed. He got killed.
About that.
They were saying he was soft. So what happened was, Kobe went and put a little bit of Yuba in them. So when they met the last time, KG didn't pump Paul. Paul was talking hard to KG, backing him down, shooting him with three. So that's where the little fight was like, okay. It's kind of like the Bron thing with Iguodala. You didn't stop him, but without this, they might lose. Because Kobe don't do Kobe now. But if you had that power in 08, they probably could have had a better chance to beat the Celtics. That is what D-Wade was saying. He wasn't just saying that when you look back, that Kobe was going to be MVP. I mean, that Paul was going to be MVP. He's saying that he made up for 08. That's what he was saying.
Well, I guess you could look at it that way. Kobe would look at it and say that because he won, right? Because that's what he was about. But he averaged 26 in the finals in 08. So it's not like he played poorly. You know what I'm saying?
No.
We're not saying.
We're saying that Kobe was going to be Kobe.
Okay, I got you. I got you.
Redeeming himself against KG, they still could have lost.
So more so saying that Powell was an X factor.
That's what.
Got it. Okay, I could see that, but that's a different terminology. It's like saying you're an X factor in the difference of you winning compared to 08 to 10, and saying MVP is two different things, bro. I think that's just two different things. Like being an X factor, like because you change the game, you developed into a tougher opponent. Being an X factor, like Trevor Ariza. Trevor Ariza to me didn't win MVP. It should have been Steph Curry, but Trevor Ariza wasn't not Trevor Ariza. Iguodala. Goddamn, I'm sorry. Iguodala was an X factor in some of the defensive stops that he gave LeBron in crucial moments.
Right.
To me, I'm like Steph Curry pretty much held it down all series, but Iguodala was the X factor. So I think that's more of an X factor conversation versus an MVP conversation.
Correct. And that's two different things. Great point.
That's how they was looking at it because of the game before, where everybody was shocked at Paul's performance. Like, damn, you probably know it, KG. What you know, Kobe done coached him up. Listen. Paul, don't go back. Don't go back with that. He had to toughen him up. I don't know what to talk because that first playoff, I know Transformer remember. Bruce yourself, I know you remember. KG was all in Paul Gasol, every Paul wasn't saying nothing.
Yeah.
You know, Kobe didn't let this slide.
No, he didn't.
So that's where people got like, okay, he played KG to a extent. Now, Kobe was the overall best player. Everybody knows that. If they arguing that, then they're fool. But we were so shocked at Paul's performance to where they like, man, y'all see this?
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, but that's what I want to bring context. So from now on, Bron, MJ, Kobe, GOAT conversation because obviously that's all people want to talk about. I don't know how we got there.
That's a topic of conversation all the time for some odd reason.
But great show. I know how to get Transformer started. Now I thought Transformer was cool as water.
Hey, boy, don't talk about Kobe, boy. I'll come for your neck.
Right.
All right, man. Hey, go steal it, bro. Go steal it.
What?
Terrible towel, baby. Terrible towel, baby.
Call, man. Okay.
I like Killer Bees, man.
Got a missed call from Tennessee from a 901 number. So if you still there, call us back.
Probably Edward. That's probably my bro.
I got his number, so I don't know. What's up, Edward?
What's going on, fellas? How we doing this day on this lovely Sunday, man? How we doing?
Maintaining.
Blessed and highly favored.
That's what I'm talking about. Now let's switch over. Hey, yo, the guy. Hey, look, we not gonna do this shit. I'm sorry about my language. That Kanye 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, you can go back in your mama's basement, play with your kitties, your little toys, and your little fifis. You know, we're not gonna do that, man. This is a good show. This is a good platform. Make sure everybody hit the like and subscribe for my fellas on this. We're not gonna do that.
Man, we appreciate that, Edward.
As I enforcers, man. I enforcers.
I was in the gym listening to the new Drake. What did I miss? Did I had to switch it over to my boy Bruce? Listen to the Rakim. Don't sweat the technique.
Don't sweat the technique.
Hey, I'm just saying, man. You know, we're not gonna do that. But that new Drake joint is fine. I'm sorry.
Really?
It is. Yeah, it really is.
Anyway. He's sad, but go ahead. We'll talk about that later.
but okay. So what I missed of course I missed the show when y'all were talking about the truth and the quick hits. I'm gonna do the rerun on that. I called in for the Kobe.
Okay.
Yeah, good. We don't have to talk about him. That's fine.
Oh man, hey, I was a truth fan. I had the jersey.
Don't even do. Let's not even bring that up. I burnt it. Remember?
All right, but what you got, man?
Hey, I had I had an AI jersey, and of course I had a T-Mac jersey. So now let me get to this situation. Are we? What's the issue with what T-Mac said? Is that what's going on? I mean, do we find that an issue, Bruce, or Transformer? That he said he could have at least won one.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, how's it disrespectful though? I mean, he said he could at least won one. He didn't throw no shade.
No,
God rested.
So I'm gonna keep it brief. You definitely gonna have to go back and listen to the replay, but I'm gonna keep it brief. To me, I'm not gonna speak for Transformer. To me, I think it's disrespectful because it just assumes that any outstanding offensive player would be able to just walk in there and win because they had Shaq. And that, to me, again, discounts everything else that Kobe brought to the table in terms of the work that he did in the Western Conference playoffs, in terms of the work that he did when Shaq wasn't in shape to go, in terms of the work that he did carrying the Lakers when Shaq was injured and Kobe was dropping 40 bomb after 40 bomb after 40 bomb, in terms of the work that he did when, you know, Shaq would foul out of games late and Kobe had to close them out. All of those things take away when you say, you don't think if you put me there, I could get one? Not even to mention the defense Kobe played, right? All of those things to me indicate that you feel like you could just swap out any other elite scorer and they're going to win. And it's so much more to it than that when it comes to what Kobe provided to the Lakers and those championship runs. That's my thought.
Okay.
Mine, very similar. Very, very similar.
Okay.
When you like to Bruce's point, you can't just take my offense and not take my defensive shortcomings. You can't do it because we're placing T-Mac with Shaq in the finals, and we're talking well, he couldn't have beat AI, he couldn't have beat Reggie Miller, he couldn't have beat what's my third team? The Nets couldn't beat the Nets. No, he still has to go through Timmy and them.
Thank you.
You still got to battle the Celtics. You still got to battle Sacramento. Chris Webber, Mike Bibby.
Yes.
You still got to battle those guys.
Right.
Kobe defensively. People forget he was first team all defense, top 5 in defensive player of the year, either of those 3 years that they won the championship. So meaning I'm giving you prolific offense, but I'm also going to be manning the best player up on the other team, right? To do so, defense takes effort. Effort takes energy. I need to be able to see T-Mac give that same type of defensive effort, and I need to see what happens to him offensively, because that drains you. Playing defense and playing prolific offense, that drains you. I never seen T-Mac do it. So I can't just sit here and say, I can take your 30 points, put them over here, and you're going to win. Bro, I need to be able to see the other intangibles that go along with being a champion and being a winner and playing alongside Shaq.
Correct.
See what I'm saying?
Okay, so around those times, who was the best player in the league? Was it Shaq, right?
Arguably, what was that? 2000, 2002?
Arguably,
Yeah,
I don't even know if I would say that, but arguably, most dominant, yes. Best, yeah. I don't know.
Okay, he wasn't the best player or dominant around those 3 champions, those 4 years.
He was the most dominant. I don't know if he was
the most dominant.
Like, I mean, you probably got to make that argument. Maybe best might be Timmy. Like, Timmy was a monster around that time.
Of course, Bruce, I know that, but nobody was considering him the best player in the league, though. Nobody was considering for him to be there.
2002.
And the reason I say that is because now I'm not going. So with that being said, so y'all did feel some type of way about the word sidekick, even though the word sidekick has always been around, because nobody look at a second player on a championship team or nothing like that when it comes to a sidekick, like a person with second rings. Like, they don't never talk about Scottie Pippen. I'm not going to talk about no LeBron and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Bruce, why are you huffing and puffing for, bro? What's going on?
Yo, talk, Leonard. Edward, talk, man. Go ahead.
I'm just okay. But at the end of the day, I get what y'all point. I get what y'all was saying and everything like that. I mean, I just don't understand why. Like, with the part now, I heard now, Transform, you got mad about what D Wade said about Paul Gasol should have won Finals MVP. He probably just looking at just that one game from Game 7 because Kobe was shooting bad, but he had like 17 and 15 or something like that, Bruce, if I'm not mistaken.
15 rebounds.
Yeah, 15 rebounds. Yeah. So he had a bad 7 game. So that's why D Wade said what he said about that. That, about him winning the finals. But anyway, man, y'all made great points about that, man. I still consider, man, T-Mac could at least got one, man. He was getting triple teamed and everything like that, in the league around those times when he was on that averaging 33, 32 points a game.
We also have concerns about whether or not he could have stayed healthy through those playoff runs too. That's the other problem.
Yeah, I know he had back issues and everything like that, but yeah.
He didn't put the work in like Kobe put the work in.
Hey, truth be told, man, it is what it is, man. But anyway, that's all I got, man. I ain't gonna be on this too long, man. I'm gonna let Laker Nation call in, cause I know he said he want to call in. I ain't gonna hold his phone up, but other than that, man, we ain't gonna come in and just throw some slander. I mean, I get it, man. That little homeboy might have been a LeBron fan. I ain't gonna go too far being like that. You know what I mean, Bruce?
No doubt.
I ain't gonna go too far like that, dog.
No
all right,
doubt.
dog, man. Y'all have a good one.
All right, brother. Thank you for the call, man. All right, Laker Nation, last call. This is for you. Last call, Laker Nation only. We want to make sure that we get his commentary on this topic. We know he's got some great stuff to say. Laker Nation, this is for you. I hope he's not backed up. Like, sometimes he's watching the show, he's like delayed.
True.
He's backed up, and then he doesn't hear when we say call in.
I'm looking at this is what I mean by defense.
Okay, this is somebody else from Tennessee.
Somebody else?
Yeah. Format Podcast. Who's this?
This is DeMarcus Womack.
DeMarcus, what's going on, man? First time calling in?
Yes, sir. First time calling in.
All right. Hey, thank you so much.
What's going on, bro?
Thank you for calling, brother.
Not much.
All right, what you got, man?
Man, I just been watching the internet, and it seemed like it's been a whole lot of disrespect to my man Kobe, and
agreed.
People keep trying to take away from his legacy,
yes.
And And just like a lot of people, I was a T-Mac fan.
Okay.
2001 as well, but it's like, people disregarding the fact that he closed those games in the West, like against Portland and against San Antonio. What would he do in those series?
And Indiana.
I'm just getting sick of it, and then like we keep trying to, even with the Shaq debate that Kobe was carried by Shaq, and everybody call him a sidekick or a Robin, but we don't do the same thing to Kareem or Magic. They had each other for majority of their playoff run. So, where is all that?
So that's tough. I don't think you could never call Magic a sidekick because he was the linchpin of the dynasty, right? And you could never call Kareem a sidekick because this dude is a multiple-time MVP and Finals MVP. So it's one of the few times where you have players of that magnitude on the same team, like, arguably top 5 guys on the same team. So you couldn't call either one of them a sidekick. It doesn't really work. But I hear your point, but in that case, it doesn't really work.
Yeah, I get with the first championship, you might can say Kobe was, the Shaq was probably arguably the best player in the first championship. But in the 2001, 2002, it was more of a co-effort on those. And I believe Kobe averaged 29 points in that second championship in 2001.
Correct. He averaged 29. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what sidekick is averaging 29?
Not many. None. I don't think so. Think about it. I don't think none. I think that's the highest a second player has ever averaged. I think, right, Bruce?
I'm pretty sure.
Right.
I think you're right. I'm pretty sure it is.
I mean, that's one of the highest. You can find. And back when y'all arguing with a guy about the best scorer in the playoffs, he asked y'all about LeBron or Kobe. And like you said, if y'all want, like I appreciate the context from y'all end. Like, if you want to look at just pure numbers, you're gonna say LeBron. But if you look in the context, how many 7-point games or 8-point games did you see Kobe have in the playoffs? How many times have we seen LeBron score under 20 in the playoffs? And I'm not trying to disrespect LeBron. I'm just saying, like, context matters when we look at a pure scorer.
Absolutely does.
Great point.
Yeah. You got anything else, man?
Did we lose him?
I'm just more. I was just more. So I just appreciate the podcast that's listening in, and I, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's just this COVID stuff brought me to the end there. I'm just watching more stuff, and they brought me to y'all's podcast. So.
Okay, well, listen.
Are you in Memphis now?
A little bit.
You said what now?
Are you in Memphis now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You from there?
I'm from Memphis. Yes, sir.
What part?
I grew up in South Memphis, Whitehaven area.
Whitehaven. Okay, I went to Millington, bro.
You went to Millington? Oh, okay, yeah. You were Justin Timberlake. You went to school with Timberlake?
Okay, Trav.
Why you do me like that, man? Why you gotta do me like that, bro?
Man.
He could have said Greg Hardy. He could have said any of those, like those.
He was no little slight shade in there. That's all good.
Oh, that's good, man.
Hey, man, big Memphis, man. Good shout out 901, man. Appreciate you.
No doubt, no doubt.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Right, hey, thanks so much for the call, man. Make sure you share the show. Make sure you like and subscribe, man. I appreciate you.
Yes.
All right, brother.
Big Memphis in the building, man. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go.
You know what? I'm gonna just text Laker Nation and tell him to call because he's probably backed up. Pause.
I don't think he hasn't been commenting lately. He's probably not even on.
He said he was going to call last. He said that maybe about 5-10 minutes ago.
Oh, okay. I
yeah. But sometimes when he's watching, for whatever reason, like he's well behind, and I don't know why that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. Laker Nation, what's good, brother?
Yeah, I was there, man. I was listening.
Okay.
We wasn't sure. We were just making sure we got you to close it out, man. Yeah. You got to bring us home in the fourth quarter.
Please do, like Kobe.
Kobe, nigga. My bad.
Kobe. Yeah, go ahead, Laker Nation. Sorry, man.
All right, man. Great show as always.
Appreciate it.
Great topic. As always, man, y'all killing it over here on these YouTube streams.
We trying, man.
But I'm gonna start off giving a shout out to the late great Kobe Bryant.
Mm-hmm.
Being rest in peace. All-time Laker great, all-time NBA great, forever and always. You know. But I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it brief because I know you guys been on for 3 hours already.
Man, 2 topics.
Boy.
But go ahead, man.
2 topics. But all right. I'm gonna start off with. There was a comment mentioned about earlier about Kobe blowing the 3-1 lead.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're referring to when
Phoenix,
they were
right?
the
Phoenix Suns.
Steve Nash Suns.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the one that was discussed. I mean, I think that was discussed to me in the chat as well. Listen, context matters. Going up 3-1 at the 7th seed to get the 2 seed when you were supposed to be the team that's supposed to lose and they're to lose to get legitimacy to that series anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's an accomplishment in his book. But at the end of the day, yeah, he did blow a 3-1 lead. So a lot of people don't talk about this because we try to diminish the. We all agree Shaq was dominant. All right, but I'm a Laker. Transformers a Laker. We saw it all. We forget that before 2004, when Kobe was fed up, what happened in 2003, the year that we were supposed to four-peat, when we lost to San Antonio? Who had a subpar performance in that series?
The Diesel,
Transformer.
right?
The one that was out of shape.
Mm-hmm.
That.
Because Kobe averaged 32 that playoff series, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was mad.
That's the same series I think Derek Fisher hit the 0.4.
Mm-hmm.
That was the same series. Shaq got outplayed in that series. So we forget that. We forget to the situations that led to
I think we break
in the final. We forget about that.
Okay.
Because he was going back and forth with Shaq like, dude, come on here, man. We're with more titles, man. You come in here and shake. And Shaq wasn't trying to hear that. And to Shaq's defense, he did admit now that he was a little bit immature in his younger days.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, quite frankly, out of his mouth, that he felt like he could come in to the season out of shape and get in shape during the season because he had that Superman out there
he
with
said,
him.
because when they did the sit down, you're right. He said, because thank you.
I had
That's
you.
exactly what he said. And Kobe said, and that's what used to kill me.
Piss me off.
Yeah.
It used to make me so mad.
Yeah, that used to
Yeah. He's like,
that was one of the beefs that they had behind closed doors.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
We don't know all the extent because they never talked about everything that was going on behind closed doors, but I'm pretty sure there was more.
Right.
Because just thinking about just looking at the demeanors of the two and how they were acting at the time, you can tell there was probably more layers to it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, they both had huge egos.
Right.
They were both egotistical drivers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like shout out to my main man Bruce. He's all great men have big egos, and it's true.
You don't become great without an ego.
Correct. That's right.
It comes with it.
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
So, so we can't overlook that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna give a shout out to my man, Young Disciple. Yeah, he he hit some valid points on his call. But I know what he was trying to go with it. But he hit some valid points on his call. So I'm gonna give him. I don't want to get off without giving him. That was the comments I've ever heard him speak.
Right.
When he called in.
Yeah.
But I get his, but I do understand his frustration, because I have the same frustration when it comes to Kobe Bryant. Like your favorite, he's not my favorite player, but one of my favorite players. When you constantly hear slander on your favorite player, it pisses you off and you want to speak up on it. So I get it. I get where he's coming from. Why he goes on all these shows and has to do it, because I don't feel like it's necessary to defend Kobe on every aspect.
Right.
Because the evidence is already there for Kobe that all it is that when you speak down on Kobe, you just make yourself look bad, because the evidence is there about how great he was.
You know what's one of my favorite things about Kobe? I can't front. Is that he went to go learn from
Hakeem, your dreams.
Oh God, here we go.
Yo, Bruce $5.
In there.
Yo, Bruce $5.
No.
You gotta hit it. You just gotta hit that dream plug on me on my call, right?
Nah, man. Nah, just messing with you, man.
But I will say this. But I will say this regarding the Kobe slander, because I talked about it on my show as well. Is I am sick of, number one, I am sick of every person trying to make an excuse or reason to try to knock them down because they don't have anything else to say. So we all know it's evident. Yes, Shaq never had success unless he had a dominant wing. I'm gonna say a dominant wing player, but an all-star level wing player. We know, but I'm not gonna go down the numbers because for time constraints, y'all can look it up. But I'm gonna say this: you put those guys on there. The only exception I'll say is probably maybe Allen Iverson. Is y'all to say that you put me with Shaq and we'll make it to the finals? You're disrespecting the greatness of the San Antonio Spurs.
That's an interesting.
You're disrespecting Tim Duncan and David Robinson and the Spurs, and Tim Duncan when he was by himself. We would never have beaten the Spurs without Kobe Bryant. We would never have gotten past them in any series without Kobe Bryant. Now, the only exception I'll say is Allen Iverson, because Allen Iverson was a dominant scorer against any defense. That's the only exception that I will concede that they'll probably get the same level of success with Allen Iverson. He's just not as big as Kobe and not as a good defender as Kobe.
Right.
He was a great off the ball defender. Like he is a pest in them passing lanes.
Passing lanes, yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. So that's the only reason why I'll say they may have gotten the same success with AI. Is just the only problem is the biggest question is that will he conform his game to that triangle offense?
That's the question that needs to answer.
He'll be deadly, but I still think he'll be deadly in that triangle because he was scary when he touched the ball. So you have the guy that's considered the most dominant in the post, and one of the guys that was considered the scariest on the perimeter on the same squad. But T-Mac, just to say that he'll get one, I don't know. I can't say that either because them San Antonio Spurs teams were legitimate. And the reason why they don't have more championships is because of the Lakers. And the reason why the Lakers don't have more is because of the Spurs. And then the last thing I was saying, and I'll land this plane, is that Kobe Bryant's mentality is the main reason why the Lakers is up there with all those banners and all those accomplishments and all that right then and there. Because that you had Shaq and they're the reason why the West was loaded to begin with. Because you had the two most dominant players on the same team. To beat them, you had to load your team with what? Well, all the great teams had multiple wing defenders and physical big men whose only job was going there and foul Shaq. They were building those teams to beat the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason why, and the only reason they're the reason why the West was loaded. So you can't come up here and say so and so player. You put them on that team, they're getting through the West because it's not going to happen.
Right.
Even post Shaq, the West was even more the carryover from then. The West was even more loaded. You had 50-win teams from what year was that Transformer when the number 1 seed to the 8th seed was separated by 3 games?
Oh yeah. That was crazy. That was pretty recent. I
forgot what.
That was last. Were you talking about last year? Oh, when Kobe played.
When Kobe played.
Okay.
I'm about to say that was last year.
We seen that recently too. Yeah.
We seen that together. Except for OKC, but everybody else.
When it's Sacramento, Lakers, and the Spurs. Talking about that season?
It was from top. It was toward Kobe's later years when that was post Shaq.
Oh, okay. You talking about from one through 8?
1 through 8 was separated by 3 games, and then you had 2 teams that didn't make the playoffs
with a winning record. Yeah,
with a winning record.
Yeah,
and that's when they started discussions of trying to do 1 through 16, no matter what conference, because you had teams with losing records on the East make the playoffs, and you have 50-win teams not making the playoffs. And that's when they started having those discussions. I can't remember what. I have to go look it up. I can't remember what season that was. But there's a reason why he has the most. He's won against most 50-win teams and 60-win teams in the NBA history because he had to go through that.
Megan Freeman says 08 and 09. Let me check. Let me check on that. Because that might have been a year that he beat the most 50-win teams in order to win the championship. It may have been the same season. But I'm going to look. Go ahead and keep going.
Yeah. But his mentality got through that. Like, these other stars didn't have that mentality to go through that. We all know D Wade and them don't, because they would have never teamed up if they had that mentality. So that's so that's a key point that they're not talking about. Is they're just I'll just say like reacting just to have stuff to talk about to be relevant, to get clicks on their shows. Because shout out to Stack, Steven Jackson, shout out to Matt Barnes. You know, they're keeping the same energy they had when Kobe was here, and derailing these false narratives that they're throwing out there. So shout out to them too, because it's getting crazy, and it's getting ridiculously crazy. And picking back into 08, I want to talk about that too. Somebody mentioned in the chat that Ariza was out that series. In 08, Bynum was out too. So the Celtics' strength was they beat us up in the front court because they had tremendous front court depth, which is the reason why we made that Paul Gasol trade in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
To get past the Celtics because we needed more front court, and they just destroyed Paul Gasol. And that's when they started calling him Paul Gasol.
Paul Gasol.
Around that time because of that. Because they had Big Baby Davis. He was coming out the bench, bodying them up. You had, of course, KG. You had Perk. Not to sound racist, but you had a couple of them beat. You had a couple. No, I'm not even gonna say that. I ain't gonna sound racist. But you had a couple other centers that's coming in there. Y'all had a tremendous front court depth in 08. So that was the main reason why that beat us, because we had to put Ronnie Turiaf in the rotation in a prominent role. Remember that Transformer?
Mm-hmm.
We had to put Turiaf out there
with the braids.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And man, he brought energy though, but he was not putting the same what's the word I'm looking for? That big baby was putting in when he was coming in off the bench. It was not. And then we had to put Lamar Odom back in the starting lineup because of the injuries, because he was our sixth man.
No, absolutely, bro.
And so I don't make excuses. I'm just speaking on the facts. I hate that they won that series. But
don't change it.
I was surprised that we even made it to the finals, because when Bynum went down, I was like, well, there go our championship right there.
But you know, I was like,
there go our championship.
Still got Bean. Still got Bean. Still got Bean. Had Bean. Tween.
All right, y'all.
So I got emotional. Go ahead.
Yeah, we gotta go ahead and wrap it up here. Laker Nation, man. Appreciate the call as always. Thank you for that.
Always. Before you go, my bad. I'm just gonna wrap this up. It was 08 to 09. The Phoenix Suns missed the playoffs with a 46-36 record.
There you go.
That was the record.
West was crazy.
That's crazy.
But yeah, thank you for the call, Laker Nation. I appreciate it, brother. You have a great one.
That West was a juggernaut. All right, y'all. Y'all enjoy the rest. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Sundays over here. Just storming now, so ain't much to do down here.
Nah, no doubt, man. Have a good one.
All right, you too, man.
All right, y'all. We are going to shut it down right there. Great day, great calls. Love the topics. I love you guys' energy and interaction. Thank you so much for that. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe, and catch us next time. We out. Peace.
Outie.